Everyone in this world cannot live past 18 years old, because when they reach adulthood, they must participate in a death game called large-scale hide-and-seek. Players transform into various items through drawing lots, and then they are transported to a game space. Avoid being hunted by the seeker. Survive and emerge as the ultimate winner. Not only can you receive rewards such as supernatural powers, money, and technology, but you also have the chance to obtain everlasting life. Of course, opportunities come with great risks. Once eliminated in the game space, then you will vanish forever, truly dead. Are you brave enough? All players have 10 minutes of hiding time. Once you choose your hiding spot, your movement range will be fixed. If you go beyond that range, the seeker will find you. 10 minutes of hiding time have passed quickly. The seeker is here. The man at the front threw out 20 cards, 10 upgrade match cards, and 10 welfare critical hit cards. The system prompts an upgrade for this duel. The ability restrictions for veteran player, the seeker, have been strengthened. The rewards for the match have been increased by 10 times. And trigger a hidden mission. The global live broadcast will start. The winner will receive a mysterious grand prize. Then the man speaks to the female leader of the other team, saying, "Snake has agreed. Let's use the props. We will choose the range first." The woman named Snake says, "Of course, let's begin." With that, he pulled a bow and arrow in his hand, quickly shooting an arrow towards the sky. It directly hit the disguised air conditioning man. The system prompt shows 242 people remaining. The potted plant boy standing nearby almost died on the spot from watching. At this time, the hider chat group exploded. It's not logical. Clearly, the disguise as an air conditioner was so reasonable. How could they be exposed right away? Could it be that they have props for the clues? This is also too unbalanced. At this time, a person named M reminds, "Pay attention to the dust at your feet." The seeker can determine your position by the traces on the ground. Speaking is our male protagonist. Sharp Detective Shaw move. Because of an accident, I crossed over to this parallel world. And I have an extremely powerful mind and extraordinary insight. He should have had an easy time, but he was targeted by the system. Not only did he match a senior player, the seeker, in the first round, and when drawing items, he was locked by the system as a 40-meter-long machete. Held difficulty at the beginning. Fortunately, relying on the length of the body, become a headless player. Without looking at the upper body, you can barely pretend to be a utility pole. Don't die as soon as you make your debut. Due to the special nature of the hider, Shaw Move took the lead in providing God's eye view analysis of the situation. This is a game of hide and seek. Even he needs cannon fodder to buy time. So the longer other players survive, the more advantageous it is for him. However, Shaw Move has superb insight. The onlookers watching the live broadcast can't help but marvel at his skills. Even the observers in the shadows are very interested in him. But the hider is mostly a novice. Under the pursuit of experienced hunters, the poor disguise appears very powerless. Eliminated, eliminated, eliminated. 242 people, only 205 left. At this point, the tape boy on the second floor is in a panic, frantically asking for help in the chat channel, because the seeker is right below him. But other hiding players only care about self-preservation. No one cares about the fate of the tape boy. At this moment, a hint of playfulness rose in Shaw Move's heart. Just as Tape Boy was about to give up resistance, Shaw Move spoke. "I have a way to ensure everyone's safety. People in this world are only reborn at the age of 18, transforming into various objects to participate in a deathly game of hide and seek. In order to evade the hunt of the seeker, some even transformed into a toilet. If it were you, what would you transform into?" "I'll transform into a basketball. No one would mind, right?" At this moment, the seeker finished checking the first floor. She was slowly heading towards the second floor. Excitedly, She sang a song while looking at the tightly locked door. Little Rabbit obediently opened the door. Then came a kick. The tense atmosphere suddenly filled the room. But unexpectedly. The room should have been filled with the hider. But at this moment, it is completely empty. The other experienced, the seeker, ones opened the room to check. There's nothing here. It's unbelievable. Me too. It's ridiculous. Even the cabinets are gone. However, little did they know, everything was part of Shamu's plan. Just now, Shamu remembered a seasoned player he had met when he first entered the parallel world, who had said to him, "In this game, if you want to survive, you have to break the rules." But when he tried to ask for clarification, the next second, he was forcibly teleported away by the game. At first, he didn't understand what was happening, until small AD began to move freely on the utility pole. He suddenly realized. He had a bold guess. That is the location in this game. There is no specific concept and definition. The hider can stop wherever you want, even in midair. Then came the sentence. I can guarantee everyone's safety. At this time, the player next to Tape Boy found out. This, M, is the big shot who just reminded everyone to watch out for dust. Upon hearing this, hope ignited in everyone's hearts. Later, Shamu asked the box player to unlock the fixed position. Try to jump in place. See if you can stay fixed in the air. The box player wasted no time and immediately powered up. The next second, a surprise discovery. It turns out it really works. Next, the hider jumped up one after another and floated in midair. Then Tape Boy asked, "What's next, boss?" Shamu smiled slightly and said, "Imagine yourself as the neighbor having an affair. The window outside is the best hiding spot because you can ignore gravity and float between the first and second floors. In the pitch-black night, even the outside is hard to notice, especially since the seeker has used many bonus cards, causing self-limiting reinforcement. If I guess correctly, their firearms cannot be used casually either. In other words, even if they are eventually discovered, I guess you could all outrun them. After all, we still have a movement speed bonus. Of course, that is a last resort." Everyone suddenly realized. The cabinet spirit also excitedly spoke up. "I admire you, boss. Like the continuous flow of the mighty Yangtze River. I want to marry you when I grow up. I just don't know if you like boys or not." At the same time, the audience outside the court erupted. "Oh my, this is taking advantage of a bug. Amazing, I want to have his baby." When they come out to watch the live broadcast replay, won't they be furious on the spot? Who exactly is this M? Does anyone know where he is now? No one knows that at this moment, Shamu is leisurely sitting on his big knife, observing everything below. At this moment, small AD spoke up. "Boss, what should we do next?" "Don't rush, let them play a little longer. It's almost time for the transformation to the second stage. This game world has an average age of only 18. Everyone has to participate in a daily death match. Once eliminated, they will also be erased in reality. Even if you turn into a tiny soda can. You have to watch out for a stray bullet as well. You are very lucky, little guy. Welcome to my world. What makes the wild trash can shiver? What makes the little yellow book sweat profusely? Is it the deathly gaze of the foot-scratching man? Is it the arrow through the heart by the beautiful assassin? No. It's because they didn't enter the safe house." At this moment, Shaw's move is on a 40-meter-long knife, thinking about the key to breaking the current deadlock. As time passes, the restrictions of the Seeker will be greatly weakened, although the Evader will also undergo a second transformation. But still, just sitting and waiting to die. What is the true meaning of this attack bonus? Later, Shamu gradually sank into memories while pondering. Police Officer Shaw, this is already the third case of a body appearing out of nowhere. In the past, they were all blunt force and knife injuries. But this time it's a gunshot wound. There are no traces found on the body either. Only the left eye was pierced. Memories of past lives are in my mind. They constantly overlap with present memories. He remembers the sudden sound of the system that pulled him into a sci-fi space. He was about to enter the system lobby. When Shamu opened his eyes again, what he saw was this sci-fi game world. Everyone before entering the parallel world will understand the rules of the world in the initial hall. However, behind the life and death adventure are opportunities, wealth, and technology. May I ask which man can resist the temptation of wealth and technology, and can also change one's appearance? Most importantly, even height can be modified. Switch to become a YouTuber myself. Increase height by 10 centimeters to reach 1.3 meters. Let you like, let you follow. At that time, Shamu just believed in the system's words. Buried in corrections, completely unaware. This seemingly harmless system, because of its words saying, "Your aesthetics still need improvement," it locked onto him with a big chopper. Thinking of this, Shamu also felt a chill down his spine. In the world of advanced technology, even systems are sensitive. Meanwhile, in the game space outside, Sinclair Featherly watched Shamu's performance on the live stream. In his heart, he couldn't help but sigh. Indeed, a promising newcomer, I like it. 20,000 young people die in the world every day. Because everyone has to play the hide-and-seek game with death. Unless you can find a safe house and successfully hide inside. Under the cover of night, the wolf team returns empty-handed. Watching as every second ticks by, at this moment, they are also extremely anxious. They never expected that a duel with novices would push them to this point. This cannot go on, boss. Where could they possibly be hiding? At this moment, the system broadcast rings out once again. In 5 seconds, the secondary transformation will be activated. The Seeker and the Evader, please prepare yourselves. Listening to the system prompt, Greedy Wolf knew that this would be their last chance. So he took out the prop card from the bag. Prompt from the system. The Seeker's ability unlocks 40%. Hot weapon attacks will consume health points. At the same time, the snake hunting in the wheat field also received a prompt about items. It seems that Greedy Wolf is really anxious this time. With the unlocking of abilities, everyone started bombarding the house wildly. Some unlucky players just transformed. He had to flee under the crazy output of hot weapons. Even with the speed boost, he couldn't escape the wide-range attacks. System prompt, 150 evaders remaining. At this moment, Shamu immersed in memories. Also, the sudden explosion sound pulled him back to reality. Help me, boss. I turned into either a train or an 8-carriage one. Do you think you have it bad? I turned into either a building or an 18-story one. Stop talking about it. I turned into a plane without oil. Who could understand this kind of pain? Shamu looked at the funny people in the group and was also speechless. Perfect, brother. I have the oil, you have the plane. We can take off now. Suddenly, Shaw had a flash of inspiration in his mind. Everyone go to the roof to find a helicopter. Let it take you up to the sky. The evaders all have puzzled looks on their faces. Even though Newton has passed away, let's still show him some respect. That's right, boss. Even if I am strong enough to eat 3 bowls of rice in one meal, I still can't move so many strong young men. However, what they don't know is that all of this is calculated in the Shaw move. You don't need to pull them along. As long as they use the double jump to leapfrog each other, you just need to be the springboard at the bottom. There's no need to worry about being damaged. Don't forget that players also have the feature of not being able to attack each other. In this way, stepping on each other's feet, won't they ascend in a spiral? Upon hearing this, everyone felt enlightened, as if a load had been lifted off their minds. The big boss is indeed the big boss, with an even greater imagination than the average person. Brothers, gather around. I will take you to the sky. Train brothers, open the door quickly. Let's stand shoulder to shoulder, and be as happy as immortals. However, The audience outside the venue is puzzled by the large group of players gathered there. Are they ready to give up resistance and focus on spreading warmth? Just find someone randomly. They were all killed in just a few shots. But in the next second, the spectators who were just bickering off stage were also astounded by the Dodgers spiraling into the sky. They all changed their attitude one after another. As I said, Mr. M must be pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. Meanwhile, at the residence of Sinclair Featherly, a man spoke up. Interesting indeed. No wonder you have been paying special attention to a newcomers competition. Now it has reached this point. I am curious to see Greedy Wolf and his team. How should one deal with these guys who have taken to the sky? In this world, there are no children or old people. Everyone comes from a different world. Their purpose is to play a game of hide and seek with death, to become the chosen one. At this moment, the game is coming to an end. However, T, the disadvantaged evader, has discovered the hidden rules. By leveraging the power of stepping on the right foot with the left foot, he successfully spiraled upwards. This unlocked the hot weapon, the Seeker, but even after a frenzy of output, it still failed to change the situation. Seeing the high number of evaders in the list, Greedy Wolf's face also gradually darkened. He realized that among this group of newcomers, there must be masters. The urban area obtained in exchange for the card back then. Didn't expect it to become a tough nut to crack. However, the outcome of this game is crucial for determining the ownership of the mysterious grand prize. He could only afford to succeed and not to fail. Boss, what should we do? This indiscriminate attack is taking away too much health. The brothers can't hold on much longer. Greedy Wolf turned his head with a meaningful look and said, "In that case, let's play something different." Then he slowly walked towards the grass that was shaking slightly to the side. "I found you, the person who didn't enter the safe house." The evaders who thought victory was in their hands. They never expected this. The Seeker will use their own rules against them. Don't kill me, I'll say anything. In the face of life and death, the weak are often the easiest to conquer. In order to protect himself, Ball revealed all the secrets of the God View, the double jump, and over 100 evaders flying in the sky. Hidden rules. I guessed it right after all. Then go to hell. A beam of light streaked across the night sky. A deafening roar echoed through the heavens. He's truly a madman. It seems we need to accelerate the progress as well. Meanwhile, the spectators off stage were also expressing their indignation. Does this person have no dignity at all? If it were me, I would rather die standing than live on my knees. Even Sinclair Featherly felt that there was a hint of a reversal in this situation. What will that kid do next? Compared to the Dodgers in the air. At this moment, the wheat fields are full of lament. Everyone is spitting out fragrances. Because they have all been marked out by the Seeker. It makes me so angry. Wait for me to come out, I will knock you dead. Compared to the frantic crowd. On the other hand, Ball at this moment looks like a lackey. Those who know the times are the heroes. At the same time on the Shaw Move's side, Small AD is looking at the distant fire and can't help but worry. What should we do, boss? Should we run? No rush, let the bullets fly for a while. Tell me, what is your special skill? Invisibility for 10 seconds, increase defense 3 times. Very well, then let's have some fun with him. This 40-meter-long broadsword obtained urban household registration at 18. Different from the ordinary Dodgers. It's invincible in this gaming world. Whether it's buildings or the Seeker, they are at risk of being cut to pieces if they're not careful. Just now, Greedy Wolf passed by after causing a bombing. Still unable to attack the Dodger on the helicopter. Obviously, this height has exceeded the maximum range. At the same time, the Snake team also noticed all of this. Looks like they're hiding in the sky. I'll give it a try. Shio. Later, Snake realized that the balance of victory had already tilted towards the evaders. Let's gather in the city first. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. At the same time, the Wolf team made the opposite decision. At this moment, they were already infuriated by the evaders in the air. Decided to find and prioritize killing that M. Greedy Wolf does not allow himself to lose to a group of newcomers, especially when it's a global live broadcast. Tell me, where is that stinky kid? At this point, Ball is already crying in fear, afraid to misspeak. In the next second, he will be torn apart by the Seeker. I only know he is in the wheat field area, but cannot confirm the exact location. He has been using anonymous communication all along. Greedy Wolf then throws Ball to his henchman. Keep an eye on him. We enter the wheat field area. However, Greedy Wolf could not have expected this. Everything is part of Shamu's plan. At this moment, Shamu stands on a 40-meter-long knife, overlooking everything. He slowly speaks. The show is about to begin. Then he reminds Small AD to prepare the stealth skill for the follow-up. Because today they will be the ones being hunted. Take off. It's now. System prompt. Rampage skill activated. However, Greedy Wolf and others seem to have not realized it yet. At the moment, they entered the wheat field area. The roles of prey and hunter had already swapped. A light breeze swept through the wheat field, followed by a strong sense of oppression engulfing them instantly. The knife wind passed by Greedy Wolf as smoke and dust filled the air. When Greedy Wolf turned around again, what he saw was a large building split in half, and two A-level Seekers turned into ashes. At this moment, he too stood there dumbfounded. System prompt. Player M killed the Seeker. Wu Wolf, upon hearing the system announcing the evaders, was equally shocked. The way the pro plays games is indeed different from others. Even the audience watching the live stream off-site was instantly astonished. For them, being hunted by the Seeker was unprecedented. Perhaps this will be a new beginning. In this world, nobody is allowed to date before the age of 18. Even meeting up requires all relatives to be present. And the greatest test they face at this moment is a 40-meter pole for breaking up pairs, just outside the city. It happened just now. Greedy Wolf, who narrowly escaped death, is now filled with anger. At this moment, he wishes he could tear this mysterious M to pieces with his hands. This kind of humiliation has never been experienced in this lifetime. The Seeker actually had to hide in a house to escape being hunted down by the pursuer. Meanwhile, Ball, watching the constantly changing expression on the face of the Greedy Wolf, also realized that he had caused trouble. He shouldn't have told them that the mystery person was in the wheat field area. Now that two Seekers have died, obviously this account is to be counted on his head. Looking into the Greedy Wolf's fierce eyes, Ball also shivered in fear. Thousand quickly came up with a sneaky trick. This will make the avoiders in the wheat field grit their teeth. Greedy Wolf clutched the ball tightly. You better pray this method works. After a while, a roar was heard from the room. It was the Wolf team and Snake team of the secret meeting saying it was a secret meeting. In fact, the evaders were also using a God's eye view to eavesdrop. Why should we act as bait? I am an archer with insight beyond the ordinary. Only I can capture him in the moment he makes his move. In fact, Greedy Wolf also understands this principle. And the bait also brings both blessing and disaster. If the mysterious person takes action, he will be targeted and killed by Snake. Not taking action, on the other hand, can save his life. Wolf team will be able to successfully clean up the wheat field. Points will also increase as a result. Everyone looked at each other in silence for a while. Everyone is waiting for Greedy Wolf's final decision. Then Snake reminded, there is not much time left until the end of the game. If we don't save face now, we will miss the chance. Finally, Greedy Wolf gritted his teeth and agreed. Then let's do as you suggest. You know the consequences of failure. That special reward? You don't want to give up easily, do you? At the same time, while listening to the full plan of evasion, those who evade are also arguing with Ball in the chat group. Your grandfather must be criticized when playing chess. There is neither spiciness nor chicken in your spicy chicken sandwich. These words are full of anger and resentment. And the dodgeballers in the wheat field have also made up their minds. Boss, Don't take action anymore, you've done enough. However, Shamu still looks relaxed at this moment. No problem, you guys stay here. I haven't had enough fun yet. And at this moment, Snake in charge of assassinating Shamu's also arrived at the perfect sniping point. So let's give it a try. The mysterious Mr. M. Shio. Very well, let's start the action. Have you hidden well? Dodge those little guys. Time ticks away, seemingly plucking at everyone's heartstrings. No one knows, in the end, who will emerge victorious in this confrontation. When a skinny man confronts a muscular man, the only way for him to win is to cheat. Shamu knows this is a trap, but he still stands in front of the seeker. Haha, fell into the trap. Sound of an arrow passing through Shamu's head was instantly pierced by the arrow. But the next second, a scene that puzzled everyone occurred. Shamu actually disappeared into thin air. In fact, they didn't know. Early on, Shamu had small AD activate the defense skill. While blocking the attack, they used the invisibility skill to disappear once again. Soon, a strong sense of crisis came from behind Greedy Wolf. When Greedy Wolf turned around, he was shocked to find that Shamu had disappeared. Now it's my turn! The gleam of the blade swiftly grazed Greedy Wolf's scalp. Even if he wanted to warn everyone at this moment, it was already too late. The remaining 3 members of the wolf team had not yet regained their senses. In an instant, they were cut down by the fierce gleam of the blade. System prompt. Player M killed 3 A-ranked Seekers. Sorry for the clumsy chops, I'll pay more attention next time. However, the Greedy Wolf, who was repeatedly played by the evasive Dodger, also became furious to the point of losing control. Pick up the cannon beside you. Go to hell. The gunfire instantly covered the location where Shamu was. The onlookers were also stunned. It's over, it's hopeless. It seems like there's no escape. A novice is always a novice. It's obviously not worth exchanging one life for another. In the end, it's still a loss. Not necessarily. That kid is not simple. Just as everyone was speculating. A figure stepped out from the flames. Goodbye. With a flick of the hand, a blade from Ling Fong flew out of the smoke, forcing Greedy Wolf to the brink. Then it burst open in an instant. Greedy Wolf's fate is uncertain. Let's cut our losses and make a run for it. Shamu bolted into the alley. Obviously, alley warfare was the most effective way to deal with archers. Meanwhile, Snake had been aiming for half a day and also found it difficult to make a move. He quickly commanded everyone to chase. At this moment, Shamu was running and thinking. His chances of winning in a direct confrontation were very slim. He needed to set up traps first. Leading the Seeker into a trap was a winning strategy. Just like playing chess, the key to the game is to be one step ahead. So he arranged a surprise attack for Snake to come down from the sky. That will be the best time for him to countersnipe. Here they come! The words had just fallen. A figure appeared above Shamu. It was Snake, who was chasing Shamu. Just as I suspected, he left after shooting 1 arrow. If I guess right, he must be waiting for me up ahead. As expected, Snake indeed arrived at the end of the alley before Shamu raised the bow and knocked the arrow. It's over, Mr. M, the mysterious one. Snake couldn't have expected it. She still underestimated Shaw's move. Unconsciously, she had already walked into the trap he set. It's happening now. An airplane was rapidly descending. In an instant, it appeared above Snake's head. The sudden turn of events left Snake momentarily stunned. It's indeed over, Miss Snake. At this moment, Snake also looked perplexed. She never expected to be outwitted like this. Just as the situation was reaching a tipping point, 3 other members of the Snake team arrived. But as Shamu prepared to disappear again. The words of Small AD, however, sent a chill down his spine. The skill unexpectedly failed at this critical moment. It seems to change with usage. Even the cooldown time has become longer. 3 of the Seekers saw Shaw moving without retreating, so they all launched an attack on him at the same time. The young man was chased and beaten by 3 beautiful women just because he liked to play with a big knife. When he was about to be seriously injured, a sudden system prompt saved his life. The Seeker Greedy Wolf uses a prop card. The match time is shortened to 15 minutes. The third transformation is activated, entering a 5-minute transformation time, and also enters a state of invisibility and invincibility. Upon hearing this, Shaw Move's face changed and his mouth twitched. He taunted the snake team, saying, "Hit me! Hit me!" The beautiful women were so angry that they lost their composure. In the end, they watched Shaw Move disappear from under their noses. In the alley, Shaw Move, who narrowly escaped death, is studying the item he is about to transform into. A super action figure. According to the instructions, this is a combat-oriented toy. It comes equipped with attack and flight devices. Moreover, its attack level is rated at 10. After reading the system introduction, Shaw Move's expression gradually became sinister. "Isn't this a high-end version of Iron Man?" System prompt: have you selected the super action figure? Without a doubt, Shaw Move has selected it. What greedy wolf snake comes, kills how many? Without even catching their breath. Just at that moment, a young girl with twin ponytails ran over. It was none other than the strongest accessory, Small AD. And this time, her transformation item turned out to be a turtle shell. She even plans to team up with Shaw Move, transforming into Ninja Turtles to eliminate evil and help the weak. Meanwhile, deep in the wheat field, Greedy Wolf stands in the center with a scar piercing his chest, looking exceptionally ferocious. He did not expect to be pushed to this extent. Fortunately, he carries a rare item card with him at all times. By using the system mechanics, he managed to survive. And he also took a bottle of healing potion. Luckily, he managed to get his life back. Meanwhile, the angry snake team was questioning Greedy Wolf why he used the item card, making their actions a laughingstock. However, Greedy Wolf was also angry at this time. "Stop talking nonsense. If it weren't for me blocking it, that one knife would have been more than enough to kill all of you." Then he muttered quietly, "Killing my teammates is straightforward, but he can't even kill the little minions of Snake Team. Damn him." Upon hearing this, the spectators on the sidelines suddenly realized. It turns out Greedy Wolf had planned to fake his death from the beginning. Let Snake Team and him boss fight to a draw. Then, use special items afterward. Become the ultimate winner. Speaking of the Dodger side, when everyone confirmed their transformation items, they all started to worry about the upcoming final battle. But even so, there are still some Dodgers who are willing to act as cannon fodder. Provide cover for the Shaw Move. This is the charm of the strong. Shaw Move looks at the chat box. Those fans who are bowing down under his leadership can't help but feel secretly delighted in his heart. Just hide well. My performance is not over yet. System prompt: the 5-minute hiding time is up. The Seeker is now fully unlocked. It's been a long time. After feeling suppressed for a whole game, I can finally kill freely. The Seeker level has been upgraded to C, then to B, and finally to A. Little Red Riding Hood, the big bad wolf, is here. Meanwhile, in the city area, sitting in front of them is a figure, the one-armed snake. "Sister, how is your injury? Everyone else is ready." "I have fully recovered. It's time to start hunting." The boy started playing hide and seek at the age of 3. He managed to hide for 18 years without getting caught, because he turned into a ninja turtle. Not only was he fast, but he was also elusive. In the urban area, the Shaw Move that has transformed is already waiting for the Seeker to arrive. He knows that the full power of the Seekers are no longer the same combatants as before. They cannot be played with in the wheat field area. So he chose the urban area. Only in this way can he utilize his advantages. Utilize the mobility of the C-class figures. separate all the seekers, then defeat them one by one. In the meantime, in the wheat field area, the transformed seekers are also fiercely arguing over the ownership of the Sha move for a large amount of points. Both sides decide to act separately and rely on their own abilities. The only remaining Greedy Wolf eagerly agrees to join in as well. For Greedy Wolf now, one person is enough, especially since he still holds an ace card. Finding the evaders will not be too difficult. Poor Ball, the unlucky guy, has been reduced to a long-term worker since being caught by Greedy Wolf. After a while, I found you, you coward. However, as soon as Greedy Wolf finished speaking, Sha Move, who had realized the situation, immediately turned on his heels and ran. Greedy Wolf was furious, gnashing his teeth. Then, with a roar, he rushed toward Sha Move impatiently. Wherever he went, sand and stones flew around. Even the powerful Sha Move was startled. He then stopped holding back, swift winds kicking up beneath his feet. Activating the flying skill of a sea-level action figure, he quickly increased the distance between them, leaving Sha Move, using the flying skill for the first time, far behind. He almost sent himself away. However, even so, Greedy Wolf caught up in the blink of an eye with its amazing jumping ability. In Sha Move's terrified expression, the slap sent him into the building, but no one noticed. Sha Move inadvertently revealed a smile. The fish was hooked. The little turtle hit again, looking at the footprints on the ground. Greedy Wolf couldn't help but laugh. However, he couldn't have imagined that those marks were all left by Sha Move a long time ago, in order to lure Greedy Wolf into the building and limit his abilities using the confined space. At this time, Chinyu started to worry. Are you sure the boss is really okay? Just listen to my commands. The exciting part is yet to come. At the same time, the Greedy Wolf rummaging through boxes and cabinets inside the building is gradually losing patience. However, whenever this happens, Sha Move will jump out to mock him. He then slips away and runs off repeatedly. The Greedy Wolf, who's furious, roared again and chased after him. The two of them chased each other, playing a long-lost game of hide-and-seek. But in this small space, Sha Move's body is just too flexible. Greedy Wolf had no choice but to resort to a war of words, continuously mocking Sha Move as a turtle who retreats into its shell. However, at this critical moment, Sha Move, on the contrary, stopped abruptly. Then as you wish. In the face of absolute power, all skills are futile. Just when Sha Move resisted, Chinyu found something unusual. The power of Greedy Wolf has clearly weakened a lot. At the same time, a golden light flashed behind Sha Move. Rushing over, Sha Move turned around in surprise to find that it was another Greedy Wolf. It turns out that the previous Greedy Wolf was not the real one, but a clone created by its skills. After being toyed with countless times by Sha Move, it also understood the real essence. The key to victory lies in sneak attacks. So at this moment, Sha Move no longer holds back. I've been waiting for you. Boom. Sha Move's powerful coercion renders Greedy Wolf unable to move. The fear of death looms. Rest in peace. System prompt. Player M kills the Seeker Greedy Wolf, leaving 6 players from the Seeker. Next up is Snake Team. Sha Move also knows time is running out. He's got this MVP in the bag. He still hasn't figured out the true situation of this game world. He must obtain everything useful to ensure his ability to protect himself in this world. Meanwhile, Snake Team received a system message about the death of Greedy Wolf. They couldn't help but start to worry. Your idea failed again. In that case, you have no reason to stay alive. Snake is not a greedy wolf. She has always disliked traitors like him. So show your last value. Boom. A force rushed into Snake's body. Skill, power conversion. Shio. Suddenly, a cold wind rushed toward Sha Move with lightning speed, like a fierce storm. Before he could react, the icy attack had arrived in front of Sha Move in the blink of an eye. At this moment, He was left with no way to escape. Just when everyone thought he was already dead, the smoke cleared, revealing Shamu standing in the center of the hall. "What should we do, sister? This kid is really outrageous. Your full-strength attack didn't even faze him." In fact, they almost succeeded in launching a sneak attack. Evaders themselves do not have much defensive power. Shamu survived because of Chinya's final defensive skill. Soon after, a golden light swept towards the sky. "Ladies, enjoy the game." Looking at the powerful Shamu in front of them, everyone gave up resistance. "We will meet again." Ding. The man opened his eyes. He forgot when he fell asleep. He felt a moment of confusion as he watched the ceiling fan spin above him. It turned out he had fallen asleep on the sofa at home. Was that adventure just a dream? The feeling was incredibly real, just like he had experienced it firsthand. Sure enough, time travel is just a plot in novels. However, just at that moment, a pleasant call reached his ears. Seems to have heard it somewhere. Feels incredibly familiar. When Shamu opened his eyes again, what he saw was no longer a fan. It was Small AD with a worried look on his face. It turns out it wasn't a dream. He had really arrived in this game world. What surprised him was, all the friends fighting side by side are here. Everyone safely completed this adventure. It turns out that every new player in the game has one chance to respawn. Although the process is difficult, the ending is always good. Small AD looked at the still confused Shamu and hugged him, expressing his worries. She was afraid that Shamu would not wake up, and was also afraid that he would disappear. It might be the fear of not having a boss to help in the future, or it might be the worry of losing a friend. Everyone looked at Shamu and Small AD embracing each other, and started teasing them about being a sweet duo. Before Shamu could explain, everyone added each other as friends and bid farewell to each other. They then disappeared into the game space. Watching everyone leave, Shamu could only hold back the words and decided to explain next time. On the side, Small AD seemed to have not heard anything. He just stared at Shamu with a look of admiration. She couldn't believe that Shamu was playing for the first time. She thought about learning from Shamu. So Shamu also became interested. Looking at the silly Small AD, Shamu then made a joke. "First, you have to sleep and wake up early. Second, you can't be picky about food. Finally, you have to be as smart as him." The two of them chatted and laughed, creating a particularly relaxed atmosphere. However, happy times are always short-lived. In the blink of an eye, the moment of parting quietly arrived. Watching the disappearing arms, Small AD finally said a "Thank you." The feeling of being protected is really good. And so, the two bid farewell with smiles. Watching the disappearing Small AD, Shamu knew they would meet again. He then opened the reward interface, recalling what had happened at the end of the game. Just as Shamu sliced the building in half with one stroke of his sword, the seeker inside the building was unable to escape in time. Most people were eliminated due to the area damage judgment. In the end, only one heavily injured Snake was left. However, what surprised everyone was that Snake was still determined to win the special reward. Persuade Shamu to trade with him, and be willing to pay any price. Shamu did not agree with her. He was very curious about what the reward was. Make Snake not hesitate at any cost. After asking about the reward item being a bottle of potion, Shamu ended the game with a single blow. He won't make any decisions until he has figured everything out. In the end, the victory of the evader also successfully made the off-court audience cheer. As expected, Shamu successfully gained a group of young fans. There are even many young fangirls now. He knows this gaming world. The challenge has just begun. Welcome back to your personal space. Looking at the long-lost system interface, Shamu is also in a great mood. It's time to see what the reward is all about. System prompt. Player M successfully completed the special hide-and-seek instance. Defeat the veteran hunter and end the match early. Achieved SSS level rating. According to the system's display, Shamu has gained a large number of points and 30 skill points. Additionally, he has unprecedentedly received an exclusive title. The likelihood of dying in disasters has decreased by 99%. It should be noted that in games, titles are often repetitive. Exclusive means that only he has it. This will serve as the final trump card in future games. Of course, the most important thing is that special award brush. Life level sublimation elixir. However, when Shamu examined it carefully, he discovered that it actually has restrictions. This made Shamu very confused. It was just a bottle of potion that upgraded from grade G to grade F. As for letting the A-grade snake fight for it, or does the reward itself change according to the level of the winner? An A-grade might get a higher level potion. Just as Shamu was feeling doubtful, the rewards for winning the game were also distributed at the same time. But the result left him speechless. It turned out to be 2 mahjong tiles, an 8 bamboo and a 3 dots. He even doubted if he was having a hallucination. What's the purpose of bringing mahjong here? Could it be Ling Chi's summoning the divine dragon? What's most annoying is that there's no usage instructions yet. You need Shamu to participate in the game again to unlock it. It's really outrageous. I seriously suspect the system wants to play a prank on him. Just when one wave subsides, another wave rises. When I saw the additional bonus for SSS at Shamu, I instantly felt like the system had tricked me again. The designated seat for live streaming is gone. From now on, every game at Shamu will be broadcasted globally. It's impossible to keep a low profile anymore. Fortunately, the appearance of the character has been modified. He won't be recognized in real life. It is gratifying that outstanding performance can receive special rewards. And there are 3 chances of resurrection in reality. Instantly, Shamu feels powerful again. Suddenly gain 3 extra lives. In the future, I can walk sideways in the game. Finally, after Shamu allocated the skill points, was just teleported out by the system. At the moment of returning to reality, Shamu was startled by the scene before his eyes. There were high-tech products everywhere. Indeed, this game world was an era of highly developed technology. But he didn't have time to think. A memory that didn't belong to him rushed into his mind. Little move, you need to take good care of yourself. In the future, you will live at your sister's house. When Shamu came to his senses, he realized these painful memories. They all belong to the original owner of this body. And he doesn't know the reason. Memory is also incomplete. Looks like he has to take it step by step. Luckily, he remembered the address at home. What he never expected was that behind the door, waiting for him would be a human trap. The moment he opened the door, he saw a pair of mysterious big hands reaching towards him. Without saying a word, the person came up and gave him a big hug. Shayuna, Shamu, is the older girl next door with no blood relation. Childhood sweethearts. Welcome back, little move. Then follows a little punch, directly knocking Shamu flying to the ground. Shamu suddenly felt dizzy and disoriented. Alright, I won't bother you anymore. Go rest now. However, at this moment, Shamu discovered something unusual. He crossed over to the gaming world. In his first game, he achieved an SSS level score. However, he never expected it. The opponents in the game unexpectedly followed him home. Just as Shamu had just returned home, discovered that there were strangers in the house. It turns out that they are some companions from the Shayuna game. They just came out of the game today. I'm ready to introduce them to Shamu and let him learn something on the side. However, what he doesn't know is, with Shamu's skills, there is still much more to learn. At the moment Shayuna opens the door, Shamu's expression froze in midair. Shayuna's companion. Unexpectedly, the fierce snake. At this moment, Shamu also appeared slightly flustered. Is it possible that seeking revenge is coming to the door? silently praying in his heart not to be recognized. Although the appearance has changed in the game, there are still some similarities. Hello, sisters. My name is Move, but the snake unexpectedly turned back. The younger brother looks quite familiar. Have we met somewhere before? The teammate on the side also praised and said back. It's quite similar to a certain annoying turtle. However, he is an old player. Shaw thought. Fortunately, Yuna had greeted him in advance. She had set up him as a newcomer. In order to appear more like a newcomer, Move had to call her sister repeatedly. He also casually inquired about the gaming space. From their conversation, he learned that the games in this space were divided into difficulty levels. Apart from the one for 18-year-olds, which was mandatory, the game types were randomly assigned. After that, players can choose their game types independently. Under the same difficulty level, there are many different types of games. Werewolf, hide and seek, battle royale, and so on. The game difficulty is divided into 12 levels, but can only be determined by rolling dice. Different difficulties correspond to different rewards and points. In addition, the game also has rankings. The higher the points, the higher the ranking. The better the items and rewards that can be accessed. Even capable individuals can control the world. Speaking of this, Snake's momentum suddenly became fierce. A sense of oppression instantly enveloped Move's entire body. Okay. Watching Move being teased by everyone, Yuna quickly stepped forward to help. Little Move just finished the game and came back today. Don't scare him. I can see Snake's probing. Move also immediately caught on, pretending to be harmless. After that, they talked about their own experience in the game. At the beginning, I was just hiding everywhere. Later, there was a big shot named M. Let's fly after that. Move talked a lot. Everyone laughed heartily as they listened. He quickly took the opportunity to slip away under the guise of borrowing someone's homework to write. However, what he did not realize was that Snake had a smile on his face at that moment. He even revealed a playful smile. Then we'll meet again next time. Interesting little guy. Young people are naturally rebellious. Bald at 3, buried at 8, senile at 18 years old. Relying on his own ugly appearance. He has been arrogant and domineering since he was a child. He grabs the collar of anyone better looking than him. At this moment, he is preparing to teach Move a lesson. Let him know who is in charge here. Just now, Move, who was returning to campus, found that most of his companions in the game were actually his classmates. What surprised him even more was classmate Chopin gained 3 attribute points, making him so happy that he was totally lost. Obviously, Move received 30 attribute points, making him an extraordinary and almost unbeatable presence. To a large extent, it is related to his killing of the Seeker. Fortunately, no one knows his identity. Just when Xiaopeng fantasizes about following the big shot in the future, to reach the peak of life, and marry a beautiful wealthy woman. Suddenly a pair of big hands were placed on his shoulders. The unexpected person turns out to be the traitor in the game. The iconic bald head revealed everything at a glance. As he was about to teach a lesson to the smug chubby guy, Move's mocking expression beside him sparked his dissatisfaction. He felt as if he was being treated like a monkey in a show. This made Baldy furious, but he didn't know where to vent his anger. He thought it was fine to kowtow in the game, but couldn't stand being looked down upon in real life. The angrier he got, the more he thought about it. He picked up the Move and was ready to make an example out of someone. But what he didn't know was that the man in front of him not only played the game well, but also held an 18th degree black belt in reality. With a reverse overhead throw, he instantly subdued him. I will count to 3. If you don't leave, I will make you leave. The bald man noticed the situation and ran off, leaving behind not even a trace of a cloud. The combat effectiveness of the Move made the fat man behind him gape in astonishment. In an instant, he looked up in admiration. From now on, you are my god. After school, Suemo returned to his own room and opened the game again. For him, the most important thing now is points. He must improve his strength as soon as possible in case of unexpected situations. After multiple experiments, he has also mastered the loopholes in the game. Although the difficulty of the game must be determined by 2 dice. But the first die can be freely chosen. That means Shamove can take advantage of this. Control the game difficulty within a certain range. Then the survival rate will be higher. It is very helpful for improving strength at the current stage. The game space has been matched. Good luck to you, dear contestant. Welcome to my manor. This is a large-scale role-playing escape battle. Players are divided into the fugitive and the seeker. The fugitive team consists of 3 people. You need to search for mission chests within the manor. Complete tasks by following the clues from the chests in order to obtain the correct escape plan. The success condition is that as long as one person escapes from the team, it counts as a victory for everyone. The failure condition is if all team members die. Just now, Shamove triggered the second death game after the opening. However, it's still the same as before, assigned to the fugitive side by the system. Difficulty level is 5 points. Originally thought it was a medium to low level of intensity. Who knew it would be a high-level match again? Not only are there basic rules, but also special rules. 1. Teammates cannot attack each other. 2. Everyone has a rule of certain death. Once triggered, direct elimination is based on this rule of certain death. The difficulty of this game has soared directly. The system prompts that the game will start in 10 minutes. Please select exclusive items. Upon hearing this, Shaw's interest was piqued. Exclusive item selected, Mr. Door's Key. You can be teleported anywhere in the mansion through doors using this item. Once per hour. Dafu's pocket watch can pause time for 2.5 minutes. Once every half hour. The resurrection needle can revive a teammate. Once per hour. 3 items with 3 levels, common, special, legendary. At this moment, Shamove is also undecided, thinking about how to choose. Since there are no annotations, we can only choose based on the attributes. Mr. Min's Key. Although the any door sounds very attractive, its fixed location is very limited. It is easy to be ambushed by the seeker. The revival needle seems to give it extra life, but it can only revive teammates. For someone with strong personal abilities, like Shamove, it is obviously not very useful. In the end, he chose the pocket watch. At a critical moment as an assassin, it can greatly enhance survival chances. Then the system prompt sound gave Shamove another surprise. He triggered the exclusive title of Heavenly Blessings and activated the special ability for this round. He can view the rule that everyone must die and can make modifications, limited to 3 times within an hour. At the same time, the system alert sounded again. Do you want to view the rule that your teammate must die? When Shaw moved his gaze towards his teammate, he was surprised to find that his teammate was small AD. Player Thornflower in the game, Deadly Rule, holds both hands above their head. Player Chinyan in the game, Deadly Rule, must not touch the ground with their shoes. From the costumes, it is obvious that the rules are custom-made. They have a certain pattern. So Shamove checked his own Deadly Rule. He must dance within 10 minutes. 1 minute remains. This rule instantly scared Shamove out of his wits. A comic talk book. Quickly use his special abilities to change the death rule to must blink within 10 minutes. As we all know, it is impossible for a person to not blink for 10 minutes. Therefore, Shamove is essentially without the death rule. At the same time, exclusive items keep appearing in the hands of the players. However, a player dressed as a monk is shouting at the top of his lungs. It seems he drew a broom. He starts cursing at the system loudly. His teammates on the side try to stop him, but can't. Suddenly, an explosion sounds. The monk dies on the spot. The system prompts that the player triggered the fatal rule and got eliminated. This monk exploded on the spot instantly just because he swore a dirty word. This Taoist ascended directly to heaven on the spot just because he liked to watch the excitement. It happened just now. After Shaw Move selected his exclusive items in the second round of the live stream of the death game. Attracted by the sudden explosion sound, it turned out someone triggered the rule of certain death. The confused crowd was discussing what the rule of certain death was. The game hadn't even started, and 2 people died in the fugitive. At that moment, a magician wearing a magic hat showed up and caused a commotion. The monk might not like sweeping the floor, while the Taoist priest might be bothered by being too close. I have to say she is good at reasoning. Upon hearing this, everyone couldn't help but feel worried. This rule of certain death is too absurd. Just as they complained about the game being too difficult. Shaw Move stated the exact reason. It is related to the rule of certain death and the characteristics of the characters. This level of deduction. For someone like him, a former detective, it's a piece of cake. He doesn't want the game to end before it even started. These cannon fodders are just dispensable casualties. Since it's a role-playing battle royale, the rule of certain death for each player is closely tied to the role they play. Monks and Taoists trigger the rule of certain death by doing things that go against their identities. As long as they don't do things that go against their character settings, there won't be any danger. The subsequent system broadcast also proves Shaw Movie's deduction. The player as a monk triggered the fatal rule by swearing. The player as a Taoist triggered the fatal rule by being loud. At the same time, the audience offstage was also amazed by Shaw Movie's reasoning ability. Just by a tiny clue, the pattern of the fatal rule was deduced. The big shot is indeed a big shot. At this moment, Shaw Move, who is still explaining, would never have expected himself. His extraordinary performance has attracted someone's attention. He is indeed very skilled. He can make judgments within a minute. He is an interesting opponent. After the discussion with everyone, they gradually gathered with their teammates. Small AD also introduced the new teammate to Shaw Move. Looking at the admiration on the teammate's face, Shaw Move couldn't help but show off. The system prompt sounded again. This time, there are 4 people in the Seeker group and 22 people in the Fugitive group. Exclusive item drawing time is over. A friendly reminder that there are hidden rules in the game. The competition venue is a luxurious castle. Please explore it on your own. The Seeker will arrive in 15 minutes. Good luck to all players. Just enter the castle Shaw Move team. Shocked by the maze in front of him. Instead of entering aimlessly to search, it's better to try another approach. While everyone was entering the castle to search for treasure chests, they decided to start searching from the entrance. They made gains in just a short moment. As expected, Shaw Move was blessed by the protagonist's halo. Accidentally activated the mechanism. Thornflower was speechless at this moment. He had been fumbling in that position for a long time just now, but he had not found any mechanism. However, Shaw Move successfully triggered the mechanism and found the treasure chest. I have to say that the boss still has some skills. However, just after Shaw Move opened the treasure chest. But what shocked him was the things inside. He never expected it. Inside the treasure chest was actually a cell phone. Even more surprising for them was that the exclusive mission issued by this treasure chest was actually taking photos. The system reminded the team to trigger the exclusive mission. Within 48 hours, use this smartphone to take a group photo with all the Seeker members. The task requires taking close-up photos, and the Seeker needs all team members to show their faces. It is sufficient for 1 out of the 3 team members to complete it. Hearing this, Small AD also took a cold breath. This is a game of cat and mouse, not playing house. If you want to take a picture, go ahead and take one. Even Thornflower on the side feels unreliable. Asking the Seeker to take a picture is like a chicken sending New Year's greetings to the wolf. But Shaw Move at the moment is exceptionally calm. not to mention that he has Dafu's pocket watch in his hand. Even without it, he can easily do it. In fact, the tasks released by the system follow a certain pattern. As long as the player does a little reasoning, they can figure it out. This seemingly impossible task is actually very simple. It can only be achieved under one specific condition. That is, when they just landed in this game space. There must be a brief time limit to ensure that the evaders complete the task. As long as you make good use of this time limit, taking photos will be a breeze. Of course, this task is not something that just anyone dares to do, even if it's Shaw's move. He also kept a trick up his sleeve with Dafu's pocket watch for Plan B. Even if the judgment is wrong, this can buy us an extra 2.5 minutes. We can take a cool photo and escape. At this moment, they only need to wait quietly on the square for the arrival of the seeker. System prompt: the evader's preparation time is over. The seeker enters as soon as the words fell, only to see several beams of light descending from the sky, from which 4 figures appear. It is the seeker of this round of the game, no matter where the hiders are in the castle. Even the spectators outside the arena could vaguely sense a powerful presence. And they found that in this edition of The Seeker, the leader of the strongest team was unexpectedly a top-ranking expert on the leaderboard. Even the team members are all members of the Special Forces of J Country. Their strength is all very terrifying. Just as the audience and the evaders were sighing, an untimely voice sounded in the ears of everyone. "Come, come, come! Let me take a commemorative photo for you. So you can't say I'm not being friendly." Originally enemies who would fight to the death, now taking photos face to face. 3, 2, 1, capture! Capture! Just now, Shaw's completed the exclusive mission. He wildly slammed at the light column where the seeker descended, not worrying at all that someone inside would jump out and attack him. At this moment, Shaw's arrogant behavior ignited the enthusiasm of the audience outside the arena. The admiration of the crowd for Shaw's raised to a new level. The fugitive, who is usually bullied, finally had a moment of triumph. At the same time, the discerning people in the stands noticed Shaw's extraordinary talent. He knows how to use the game rules to his advantage. This kid is indeed not simple. He should be a top player returning to the novice village, pretending to be weak to deceive the strong. The kid is quite interesting. It seems like this competition won't be boring. At this moment, the 4 seekers and Shaw are staring at each other. Baimao is also furious looking at the arrogant Shaw's. They were both talking tough, threatening to tear Shaw's apart. They were exchanging harsh words, saying, "Hit me! Hit me!" Shaw's had a smug look that was asking for a beating. The spectators watching from the sidelines were left speechless. Without the air barrier, Baimao would definitely be the first to rush out and deal with Shaw's. Talking so much is tiring. Let's have a few more rounds. 3, 2, 1, take a picture. Looking at the quirky the fugitive in front of him, even the leader of the seeker can't help but burst into laughter. Suddenly, the system alert sounded. The team completed the exclusive mission. Get away from the seeker as soon as possible. Just as Shaw's received the alert sound, the seeker's movement restrictions also entered the countdown. Shaw's sensed the danger and dropped the phone before running away. Mission accomplished, time to slip away. Small AD and Thorn Flower in the distance also breathed a sigh of relief. The mission is finally completed. However, what they don't know is that the real danger is just beginning. System prompt: please let the seeker choose the monster to transform into. The air barrier will open after 90 seconds. You are officially entering the competition space. As you can see, the seeker this time has the ability to transform into a powerful monster. Shimoko Chioyama has made her selection. Shonan has made his selection. Seiji has made his selection. Yoki has made her selection. The spectators offstage watched as the seeker transformed one after another, causing them to draw a cold breath. This oppression is indeed not simple. Fortunately, while the combat power has increased significantly, the game restrictions have also increased accordingly. Otherwise, there would be no point in playing the fugitive. The little guy from Chung Air was just handed over to you. Don't disappoint me. Receive, boss. I will torture him well. The others will proceed according to the original plan. Okay, let's start the hunt. Back to the Shamu's side. 3 people hiding on the roller coaster. Completely unaware. Danger is quietly approaching. Stand high and see far. My idea is not bad, right? Small AD said smugly. Actually, Shamu knows. At Comic Talk, this game is different from last time. It's not enough to just hide. The Taoist and the princess are having a secret rendezvous. Who would have thought they hadn't even spoken 2 words yet? Just then, they were caught red-handed by the umbrella demon with its mouth wide open. They say, "A stitch in time saves 9. The Taoist priest immediately drew his treasure sword and stepped forward to argue. Prepared to show off in front of the princess. The little umbrella demon is quite amusing. However, as soon as the words fell, "A big mouth like a blood basin, like the gate of hell. Open 2 meters in an instant. Sorry, I spoke too loudly." A crunching sound. The Taoist was swallowed by it. There was no time to even say goodbye. And the princess beside, scared out of her wits. Just now, the seekers, after transforming, rushed into the circus tent with an imposing manner. In less than 3 seconds, there was a clamor of shouts. One can imagine the extent of the carnage. Sure enough, Shamu is smart enough to hide high up. Since ancient times, CT does not raise its head. System prompt. Player wind eliminated. Player rocking horse eliminated. Listening to the constant system announcements. Small AD outside the field is also uneasy. They cannot see or touch what is happening inside the tent. They are unable to analyze the situation in real time. Just as they ponder on it, 2 of the fugitive actually miraculously escaped. At the same time, the umbrella following them also casually walk out at a leisurely pace. Unexpectedly, he actually looked up and made eye contact with Shamu. Watching Small AD gave him the chills. He hurriedly hid in Thorn Flower's arms. Crying out for his parents, he said he was exposed. Everything in the game is deceitful. They agreed not to raise their heads. After Umbrella Demon finishes dealing with the 2 people below, they will also be in bad luck. However, Shamu appears unusually calm at this moment. He has seen all the actions of Umbrella Demon just now. Soon, a scream came from the alley. The Umbrella Demon licked his lips, savoring the taste of the young Taoist just now. Then he smirked wickedly at the little girl in the red dress, as if everything was under his control. To add fun to the situation, he even made a creepy request. He asked the little girl in the red dress to praise his big mouth in the chat box. It has to be said, it's quite perverted. If you compliment me in the chat box, I will let you go first for 3 seconds. However, under the threat of the Umbrella Demon, you have to open the chat box. But what surprised her was a chat prompt marked with M, giving her hope for survival. This was exactly sent by Shamu on the Ferris wheel. It turns out that he analyzed the special restrictions of the Seeker from the Seeker's performance just now. These are also 2 common restrictions in escape games. The first one is the attack recovery time. Usually, the Seeker will have a short pause after attacking, giving the fugitive a certain amount of time to escape, while the other is speed restriction. The Seeker usually has a faster linear speed than the fugitive, but their flexibility is far less than the fugitive. At this moment, Little Red Dress received a text message. Without much time to think, she ended up making the best of a bad situation. At the moment when the Umbrella Demon was in high spirits, he turned and ran, rushing out of the alley in one swift move. The Umbrella Demon, who then realized, was first startled. Then it spread out a big hand and lunged towards the Little Red Dress. Ha ha ha, can you escape? Just as the Umbrella Demon was about to succeed, Little Red Skirt dodged to the side and twisted her waist. Actually evaded the attack. ran very far away. Umbrella Demon was so angry that they gritted their teeth. He treats me like a fool. Damn it. This man is a pervert. Not only has a son everywhere, he eats wherever he goes. Even men are not spared by him. Just because this is a cosplay battle royale, the winner will receive the World Cup Golden Mouth Award. Just as Umbrella Demon was about to eat the little red dress raw, he was constantly outmaneuvered by his opponent's positioning. Since he couldn't keep up with the speed, he decided to use skills to suppress the opponent. He opened his mouth and spit out his son, wanting to use a long-range attack to kill with one blow. However, what he didn't expect was, the moment his son flew out and flew back again, it made him feel as uncomfortable as if he had eaten shit. It turns out that the Seeker has skill restrictions during the day. Only at night can he activate the hunting mode. Umbrella Demon, feeling helpless, could only continue to chase after the castle. At the same time, the Shaw Move team on the Ferris wheel noticed this. Since there are restrictions during the day, now is the best time to search for clues to the treasure chest. Small AD's eyes lit up at the mention of the treasure chest. Excitedly, he said he wanted to go together. However, he was ultimately stopped by Shaw Move. He has Dafu's pocket watch. It seems that it would be better to act alone. Back in the village, I couldn't even catch up with a little girl. There is a burst of pent-up frustration in my belly with nowhere to vent. I unleash my resentment on the system, showing off my eloquence. I keep babbling non-stop while bouncing around with one hand. Suddenly, a loud noise can be heard. The restriction mechanism of the ancient castle has been triggered by the Umbrella Demon. Everyone starts attacking the Umbrella Demon. With a loud crunch, it was immediately controlled by the Umbrella Demon. At this moment, it seemed like no help would come no matter how one called out. He couldn't even move a single step. However, just at his most embarrassing moment. What made him even more desperate was that this embarrassing scene happened to be seen by Shaw Move, who had just come out to search for clues to the treasure chest. Now he feels like a naked lady without clothes. 70% nervous and 30% regretful. To conceal the embarrassment, he gritted his teeth as if wanting to tear Shaw Move apart. However, Shaw Move remained calm on the other side. He knew that the Seeker in daylight was very weak. Not to mention that the current Umbrella Demon is just a small dog tied to a leash. Shaw Move is not going to let it go. It's the classic, "You hit me, you hit me." Again. The little Umbrella Demon is ridiculous and laughable. The angry Umbrella Demon almost lost his temper. After a moment, Shaw Move also acted as expected. He found the second treasure chest among a pile of packages and started on the second exclusive mission. However, the content of this mission is a high-difficulty combat challenge. System prompt. The mission team must engage in close combat with the Seeker for 2.5 minutes at night. Victory will be achieved if one person succeeds. Upon hearing this, Shaw Move also breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the mission only requires one person to complete it. Just as Shaw Move was feeling relieved, the system sound rang out once again. The system reminds that there are 10 seconds before nightfall. I'm going. It gets dark when it gets dark. The system is messing with me. Night falls. An eerie ancient castle rises from the ground. And this spectacular scene. The spectators outside gasped in shock. Now, the Seeker restriction is lifted. They have no place to hide. Inside the game, the fugitive, one by one, they are all terrified. Suddenly, a player screamed. The young man next to them hadn't had time to react. A piercing sound rang in the ear. "Where are you going?" The little guy came to play with me. The system reminded the player's family head was eliminated. The player killed my pig and was eliminated. At the same time, hiding in the amusement park, Small AD and her companions listened to the screams outside with a worried look on their faces, not knowing how Shaw Move is doing now. After it got dark, they finally realized. The small necklace can actually sense the location of the treasure chest. But it's more dangerous at night. They had to temporarily avoid the danger. They decided to remember the location and meet up with Shamu during the day to search for the treasure chest together. At this moment, Shamu is not having such good luck. He had intended to find an easy target to complete the task. But before he could even start, he was discovered by the son of the umbrella demon. The sharp and piercing screams frightened him, causing him to curse inwardly. This little thing may look weak, but its volume is quite high. Just at this moment, a terrifying sense of pressure swept over in an instant. The eerie aura resembled the mysterious and ghostly, slowly creeping towards Shamu. After a loud explosion, appeared behind Shamu. It is the umbrella demon that breaks free. Different from before. No longer the foolish one hopping around with one hand. At this moment, it is clear that he has elevated himself by several levels. Enemies meeting, eyes blazing red. The umbrella demon did not waste any words. He immediately attacked upon arrival. And Shamu did not back down either. At this moment, he did not retreat but instead advanced. He easily dodged the side tackle by lifting his foot. This small space, this narrow space was his natural sanctuary. It's not too easy to control the umbrella demon here for 2.5 minutes. According to convention, you must taunt once again. The umbrella demon is also gnashing its teeth at this moment. How is this, the fugitive, behaving like an eel? It's elusive, intangible, and impossible to deal with. At the same time, the audience off stage keeps cheering. Everyone is amazed by Shamu's boldness. Even in such a critical moment, they can still toy with the seeker. However, just when everyone is relaxing their guard, the umbrella demon smiles devilishly and looks at the little sun in his hands, only to see the little umbrella demon opening its blood-stained small mouth, bit into the arm of the big umbrella demon with one bite. The audience outside the arena is also completely confused at the moment. What's going on? Are they killing each other in desperation? However, what surprises everyone is unexpected. The umbrella demon shrank unexpectedly and turned into a warrior holding a large sword. The show has just begun. Feel my true power. At this moment, Shamu looked at the ridiculous and small umbrella demon, feeling a hint of amusement in his heart. Without saying much, umbrella demon picked up the big knife in his hand and just made a swing. The sharp blade swept through strongly in an instant. It grazed Shamu's scalp. In an instant, the ancient castle was shaved flat. Smoke and dust filled the air. The shattered stones scattered everywhere. A perfectly fine room turned into ruins like this. It can't be, it can't be. It was destroyed so easily like that. Looking at the ruins in front of him, the umbrella demon was also grinning broadly. Not fun anymore. Go find someone else. Meanwhile, Shamu hiding on the side also had a serious expression on his face. He didn't expect it either. The transformed umbrella demon is actually so strong. It seems we can't confront it head-on. So Shamu began to investigate the umbrella demon's fatal rule. Since the system did not have any special instructions, the seeker should also have a fatal rule. Sure enough, as expected. But what gives him a headache is the surprising fatal rule of the umbrella demon is to be killed by a sword. This is impossible. Then he thought of a good solution. That is to modify the fatal rule of the umbrella demon. However, just as he was thinking, a disdainful laugh sounded beside his ear. It turned out that the person hiding here was the umbrella demon who had just left. He had only pretended to leave in order to deceive Shamu. Run away. The more you run, the more excited I get. Ha ha ha. At this moment, Shamu is also running and shouting loudly. The system has modified the rule that umbrella demon must die. Draw the sword and die. Speak and die. Walk and die. However, Shamu has made these modifications. All have been rejected by the system. Such obvious rules of certain death will not be accepted by the system. And what Shamu needs most right now is a rule that is both reasonable and easy to trigger. Boom! Shaw's move was also lifted several meters by the aftermath of the explosion. The audience off the court also looked worried one by one. What should we do? Is the big shot going to lose? At this moment, the umbrella demon was feeling very happy watching Shaw's move darting around with agility. Licked the big knife in his hand. It was time to slowly bring this farce to an end. Umbrella Demon hunted down Shaw's move on 8th Street. Just because his agility was really poor. He actually let Shaw's move escape right in front of his eyes. However, what he didn't know was that Shaw's move was actually hiding behind the pile of rocks. The damned system rules just won't pass no matter how they are changed. Will he have to settle the score here today? This is also Shaw's move's first time experiencing the state that the fugitive should have. Nowhere is he like he used to be when facing the Seeker, killing indiscriminately with abandon. At this moment, his only method of winning is to modify the rules. The Grand Umbrella Demon attacked wildly without restraint. It's obvious that there's no sign of being exhausted. Continuing like this will only make him more passive. What rules need to be followed to be recognized by the system? They must be both logical and effective in resolving battles quickly. Later, Shaw's move seems to have figured out the powerful source of the Umbrella Demon. That sword. As long as we make some changes to the sword, it will definitely work. After some thought, he issued a modification order to the system. If one sword cannot kill the fugitive, then he will die. A series of modification commands. Even the system has a slight emotion at the moment. Typed a series of ellipses to disdain Shaw's move. Fortunately, the final fatal rule. If the 3 swords cannot kill the fugitive, you will die. System prompt. The inevitable death rule is in effect. Modification successful. At this moment, Shaw also heaved a sigh of relief. It's time for an impressive move next. Then he glanced at his pocket watch skill, along with its 3-hour cooldown. In the end, he couldn't bear to use it. For Shaw's move, dealing with this kind of dumb guy should not require using their ace in the hole. Speaking of Umbrella Demon, he has searched for a long time, but still has not found anything. He even started to suspect whether the system is causing trouble for him. Just as he was pondering, a wave of inexplicable uneasiness surged into his heart. Following that was the mocking laughter from Shaw's move behind him. Little buddy, can you actually perform? Is this all you've got in top condition? Show me some real skills and impress me. Shaw's move mocked shamelessly. Umbrella Demon was burning with anger. Instantly ignited Umbrella Demon's competitiveness. Say anything just to give Su a performance of his unique skill. Prove himself. The hand holding the sword couldn't help but tighten involuntarily. As he finished speaking, his momentum suddenly soared. Even Shaw's move felt a hint of pressure. Wielding the sword seamlessly in one fluid motion. But what Shaw's move didn't expect is, the target was a building in the distance. Umbrella Demon's move left Shaw's move puzzled. The idiot Umbrella Demon said to show his hand when asked. He definitely doesn't want to fight. Once immersed in his own cool swordsmanship. See, you little rascal. However, when he looked back again, he could only see the taillights of the Shaw's move. Seeing the situation was bad, he took off running. This is definitely the hidden skill of the Shaw's move. Even when running away, he didn't forget to taunt the Umbrella Demon for being dim-witted. However, before the words fell, only to see the Umbrella Demon leaping high into the air. A standard jump is made directly towards Shaw's move's forehead. Sword aura gathers around the body once again. Another sword strike is unleashed. Fortunately, Shaw's move makes an emergency break. Instantly turned to avoid it. The spectators off the court were also in an uproar. This skill, this footwork. It takes at least 2.5 years of absolute practice. Even running looks cool. But the next second, Shaw's move's move stunned the spectators off the court. Unexpectedly, he ran towards a narrow alley. Isn't this akin to walking into a trap? Is he approaching death? This is the weakest gamer I've ever seen. In pursuit of A fugitive stabbed himself to death with a sword. Just now. Sha Move dodged 2 attacks from the umbrella demon, then quickly ran towards a narrow alley. Spectators outside the arena witnessed this scene and commented that the master had lost his mind. This time, Sha Move is in a tight spot with no way out. He is getting ready to call it a day. However, what they did not expect was this alley is actually connected. Sha Move immediately deployed the legendary tactic of wall running. By a slightly higher transformation ability than the Seeker, Sha Move unabashedly slipped past the guards. But the biggest problem lies precisely here. In the eyes of the audience, the Seeker has no physical limits. Even if there were, they must definitely be much higher than the fugitive. The longer the time, the closer Sha Move is to death. Sha Move cannot be saved. But how would they know? Sha Move doesn't need any external assistance at all. Because there is only one last chance for the umbrella demon to make a move. In the face of the rules of the system, all power is futile. Hold the sword. Dodge. I got you. However, when the umbrella demon sword energy is only 0.01 centimeters away from Sha Move, unexpectedly, Sha Move stumbled over a stone at the most critical moment. At the same time, he also dodged the umbrella demon's attempt to slash through the wall. I have to say, this is the true blessing of the protagonist's halo. As for the umbrella demon, listening to Sha Move's piercing screams, his mood was also great. He finally succeeded. However, at his proudest moment, a barely noticeable electric current flashed in his eyes and disappeared. Suddenly, Kimura's eyes rapidly dilated and continued to expand, as if they were a balloon about to burst, and his whole body became contorted, ready to split apart at any moment. At the same time, Sha Move slowly climbed up from the opposite wall. A smug smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. In this world of games, rules are the ultimate skill. Rest in peace, Umbrella Demon. When the Umbrella Demon saw the intact Sha Move, his eyes were full of unwillingness. He screamed hysterically, insisting it was impossible. Impossible? I clearly hit you. Why is this happening? However, he never understood where he lost until he died. In fact, at the moment Umbrella Demon made a move, Sha Move sensed the breath. The feeling was exactly the same as the previous 2 attacks. So Sha Move deliberately tripped me, using inertia to force me to fall. Anticipated the setup of Umbrella Demon in advance. In the end, this life and death game ended with Sha Move winning by a landslide. System prompt. Player M killed the Seeker Umbrella Demon. The Seeker has 3 players left. At the same time, 2 people, small AD, are hiding inside the ancient castle. Hearing this outrageous system prompt, they went into a wild ecstasy directly. The boss is indeed the boss, still continuing the previous routine of rampant killing. At the same time, on the other side of the castle, a wizard took out a crystal. Turn the night into day. Indeed, the person I have my eyes on. Quite interesting. System prompt. The prop effect is activated. The darkness fades. Daylight approaches. Back to the Seeker's side. At the first sound of the system prompt, they gather together at once. At the same time, they roughly guess the cause of Umbrella Demon's death. Except for the mandatory death rule, there is nothing that can harm the Seeker. The only way they can turn the tide now is just after the Umbrella Demon's death. The hidden assistance triggered. Traitor system. The system can choose one member of the fugitive to forcibly switch sides and become a traitor. As the team leader, Big Sister is unsure who to choose at the moment. There is only one chance. Suddenly her eyes fell on the Sha Move team. I choose you, my darling. The man prays under the statue of the goddess. Hopefully in the new year, he can find several more girlfriends. However, as soon as the words fell, the goddess appeared with a ding sound. The system reminded to stop dreaming. At most, you will be given a clue to escape. Mission accomplished. There is still one more treasure chest. Just complete it one more time. This game should be over. The one speaking is Shaw, who just defeated the Umbrella Demon. At this moment, he has completed the second mission. Just as he was contemplating his next move, a melodious voice reached his ears. It's during the day. Coming out to look for Small AD and Thornflower, followers of Shaw Move, I finally found you. Sob, sob, sob. Just as expected from where the big shots are. It's full of a sense of security. After seeing Shaw Move unharmed, Small AD was also happy. She threw herself into Shaw Move's arms. Hey, hey, pay attention to your image. This intimate move scared Shaw Move to death on the spot. Later, Thornflower looked at the two playing around, then took out the map marked last night and observed it carefully. However, unexpectedly, they discovered a hidden rule. The map of the castle, the fugitive, has 24 people, which means there are 8 teams. However, strangely, the number of treasure chests in the map is far from enough to distribute to everyone. That means only a portion of the people in the fugitive can successfully escape, while the remaining individuals are likely to become cannon fodder. In this case, it seems that the most important thing for us at the current stage is to find the third treasure chest. At this point, Small AD came up with another issue, which is the Seeker's way of winning. It seems too simple and crude. Stay alive. Then, eliminate most of the fugitive to pass safely. Map display. The third treasure chest is in the library. Okay, don't overthink it. Let's just set off for the library first. After a brief search, the Shaw Move team turned the library upside down, but they still couldn't find the treasure chest. At this point, Small AD collapsed to the side and complained. Did we make a mistake? We've turned all the books inside out and still couldn't find one. At the same time, Shaw Move also realized something was wrong. According to the map, it should be right here. However, just at this moment, outside the library gate, the sound of footsteps went tap, tap, tap. At this moment, everyone in the Shaw Move team is tense, to the point that they even forgot to breathe. At the moment when the door was pushed open, Small AD and Thornflower all rushed towards Shaw Move together. The sound of pushing the door didn't startle Shaw Move. It was actually the two of them who startled Shaw Move first, giving him a tight and tense feeling in his arms, which truly embarrassed Shaw Move. Aunt? Sorry. I bothered you. Shaw Move also hurriedly explained. It's all a misunderstanding, just a misunderstanding. Seeing that the newcomer was also the fugitive, Small AD and the other two also breathed a sigh of relief. Scaring people can really scare people to death. Soon Shaw Move, who had calmed down, recognized Sinclair Featherly. That's the one. A senior player who had given him tips during his first time playing the game. But this seems too coincidental. Shaw Move couldn't help but feel suspicious. Here comes the little fellow again. At this moment, Thornflower beside, however, looked surprised. Turns out it's the big shot Sinclair Featherly, who is ranked 3rd in the spatial rankings. A math problem with only addition and subtraction has even stumped the super studious student. Even the king of all super studious students had to rack his brains for half a day. Just now, the Shaw Move team unexpectedly bumped into Sinclair Featherly, the 3rd-ranked player on the spatial leaderboard. Thornflower was overjoyed by this encounter. Who wouldn't be happy to meet such a high-ranking player? So he quickly invited her to join the team. The more people, the more strength. Struggle for our ideals. Leave this ghostly place as soon as possible. And at this moment, Sinclair Featherly also agreed. She really wants to see what this team is capable of. But the final decision still rests with Shaw Move. He is the backbone of the team. As long as Shaw Move agrees, their cooperative relationship can be considered established. Later, Small AD and Thornflower looked pitifully at Shaw Move. Shaw Move scratched his head, saying, "As long as you are happy, it's all good." Actually, in the fugitive, players cannot attack each other. Cooperation is also within the rules of the game. And having a top player as a teammate, why not go for it? After receiving a positive response, Small AD and the other person cheered at the same time. They grabbed Sinclair Featherly and called her good sister, one after another, as if they had finally met someone they had been longing to meet. A moment later, both sides also shared information. Sinclair Featherly said, "Before meeting them, I found 2 treasure chests, completed an exclusive mission, and obtained a clue. However, this clue is very special. Heard that there is a clue." This instantly lifted Shaw's spirits. But what he didn't expect was that the clue turned out to be a math problem. 0 plus 5-1-8. Until now, Sinclair Featherly still cannot decipher the information inside. After a discussion, everyone is still confused. Looking at the question in front of him, Shaw Move also fell into deep thought. However, just when Small AD and Thorn Flower were discussing, Shaw Move unexpectedly spoke up. "I've figured it out." When these words were spoken, everyone present was shocked and incredulous. Even Sinclair Featherly, the big boss who couldn't decrypt the clue, Shaw Move effortlessly solved it in just 2.5 minutes. In fact, this is just a math problem. It's just not an ordinary math problem. It involves addition and subtraction operations on English letters. After receiving guidance from Shaw Move, Small AD suddenly sees the light. Starting from 0, the positive numbers are on the right. Moving 5 letters to the right from 0 results in the letter T. Subtracting 1 means moving 1 letter to the left, resulting in the letter S. Finally, moving 8 positions to the left from the letter S results in the letter K. At this point, Thorn Flower suddenly sees the light. It comes out naturally. Finally, you get OESK. After saying it out loud, she regretted it because she had no idea what the word meant. Small AD might be an abbreviation for something. However, at this moment, Sinclair Featherly, who had been silent all along, spoke up. "It might be easier to understand if we treat the 0 at the beginning as 0. Adding the seeker from this round, all participants are from J country. And T, S, K are the Chinese characters for library in J country's language." That's right. The exit for this game is in the library. And now they are just one step away. When you are just one step away from victory, danger is surely not far from you. Just now, after a brainstorming session by a team of 4, they finally successfully solved the clue and deduced an astonishing piece of news. That is the escape route for this time. It is in the library where they are now. Small AD and Thorn Flower are so happy. They have never had such a rich game before. 2 big shots are playing with us. Even a pig can take off. We'll win by lying down steadily. This round should be secured. Now they are facing a problem. The last treasure chest has not been found yet. The exit is at the library, so the treasure chest must be somewhere else. Just as they were contemplating, Kai Tong's prompting voice suddenly sounded. Player Jack was eliminated by Dry Mountain Wheezy. Player QQ was eliminated by Dry Mountain Wheezy. Listening to a series of prompt sounds, everyone felt a chill down their spine. This girl is quite ruthless. She truly lives up to being the Seeker's big sister. Just then, Shaw Move discovered a detail that no one had noticed. That is the 4 Seeker members, except for the Umbrella Demon, who was killed by Shaw Move using the Fatal Rule not long ago. There is still one person in the Seeker who has never made a move. This unusual behavior made Shaw Move frown. He became more cautious in his heart. However, what they did not know was that the Seeker who had not made a move. At this moment, the one called Dago is staring at them not far away. The show is about to begin. Little ones. After a moment, everyone discussed and decided to leave the library. They are heading to the castle and amusement park to search for the last treasure chest. They must quickly find the hidden clue for the exit, or they will have more dreams when night falls. At this time, Thornflower proposed that they split into two groups to search for clues to the treasure chest, in order to improve efficiency. And she actively volunteered to join Sinclair Featherly's group, choosing to head to the ancient castle area. Let Shaw move, and Small AD go to the amusement park area. Although it is relatively dangerous to split up, it is indeed more efficient. Everyone did not object either. However, what they did not know was that they were gradually walking into a trap, the ancient castle. Thornflower acted out of character by taking Sinclair Featherly straight to the second floor of the ancient castle as if they were familiar with the route. As if they already knew where the treasure chest was, completely different from when they were at the Bonroad Library before. Sinclair Featherly also seemed to have some awareness at the moment. He asked a few casual questions, and then didn't say much more. A mischievous smile rose in his heart. This game is becoming more and more interesting. At the same time, amusement park area. Found Small AD, shout out loud. Happily raise the treasure chest, and invite Shaw Move to take credit. Like a child who has found money. Hurry to open and take a look. It should be the last clue. However, at this moment, an untimely voice suddenly sounded beside them. Alas, it was so difficult to find me. Little chicks. The younger brother with an IQ of 80 is seeking revenge for his brother. He found Shaw Move with an IQ of 200 and vowed to send him to heaven. But Shaw Move laughed and said he was here to bring death. Stubborn, huh? Let's see if you're still stubborn in a moment. Mace Man finished speaking, and anger surged through his body. The cold light in his eyes started to show. Today you will disappear. Actually, Shaw Move is not worried at all. He has the ability to see through others' impending death rules. And he can modify the impending death rules. As soon as the Seeker appeared, Shaw Move checked his impending death rules. And found loopholes that can be exploited. Under any circumstance, if he remains motionless for 2.5 minutes, he will die. So as long as you distracted his attention and make him unknowingly stop moving, when the time is up, he will trigger the rule. At this moment, Shaw Move became interested and sat down in front of Mace Man, ready to have a heart-to-heart talk with him. Shaw Move's actions at this moment stunned the audience. His calm and collected demeanor in the face of danger was quite impressive and cool. Even the haters watching the live broadcast were moved and ready to have his babies. But just then. But the Seeker shook his head. He acted contrary to his usual self and softened, afraid that there might be a trap waiting for him. Then the conversation took a turn. He indicated that he did not want to confront him head-on. They were too restricted during the day. However, before he could finish speaking, suddenly, a red light flashed in his eyes, bursting with strong killing intent. Shaw Move had just wanted to speak. But he was suddenly attacked. With a sudden jerk of the hammer, he said he didn't want to fight head-on. This guy not only looks ugly but also has a cunning mind. Looks innocent on the surface, but actually has a lot of evil intentions. Ha ha, just making a joke. Hope you guys aren't hurt. Meanwhile, Small AD beside is also uneasy. It's easier when the boss is alone. But now with her, it might not be so simple. Okay. I can spare your lives. Just hand over the treasure chest, and you can leave safely. Maceman knows. Shaw Move must have some tricks up his sleeve to be able to defeat the umbrella demon for sure. Take advantage of the fact that he's carrying the oil drum now. It's better to deceive him to get the treasure chest first. But Shaw Move is not easily fooled. Fight fire with fire. Prepare to negotiate with Mace Man, delaying some time in the process. It's possible, but this is something we've worked hard to find. Giving in easily would be losing face. At least let me consider it for 2.5 minutes. Hearing this, Mace Man pursed his lips. Obviously, he was dissatisfied with Shaw Move's response. His eyes suddenly turned fierce. Small AD was so scared that he'd lost his spirit. He quickly hugged the treasure chest and hid behind Shaw Move. He was overestimating his abilities. Then Mace Man's anger surged throughout his body once again. The claws headed straight for Sha Move. But just as Gon Jun was about to make a move, Sha Move smirked suddenly. Tick-tock. Men have the ability to stop time. One would think that he would do something he loves. However, he just pressed the switch in front of the muscle man. Just because the muscle man wanted to give him a hit from behind. And also, to snatch away his girlfriend. But all of this has long been calculated by Sha Move. He carries a special item with him that can stop time, just to shine at this moment. Dafu's pocket watch. It can pause time for 2.5 minutes, with a cooldown time of half an hour. It is quite a coincidence. The pause time coincides with Mace Man's certain death rule, which is exactly 2.5 minutes. At this moment, Sha Move also looks very pleased. This prop is really powerful. It easily took care of one of the Seekers. Much easier compared to the battle with Umbrella Demon before. I didn't even need to use my modified rule talent. After moving Small AD aside, Sha Move released the time stop. He was ready to let Mace Man learn a lesson. What happened just now? Small AD, who just reacted, was momentarily confused. Suddenly, an explosion rang out behind him. It was Mace Man, who had failed to stop the car in time. He crashed directly into the wall. Yeah, come and see the magic trick. The big guy is performing the walking through walls trick. You always play around with these flashy but impractical things. It really annoys me. But Mace Man, halfway through the conversation, was interrupted by Sha Move. And he was told a secret. That he has been eliminated by the system. Sha Move's arrogant tone instantly made Mace Man furious. He criticized Sha Move's family background. Don't try to scare me. Just with you wanting to. However, before the words had settled, a mysterious palpitation surged in his heart. Mace Man's body gradually twisted and expanded, like a balloon about to burst. Then, unwillingly, he roared. How did you do it? Sha Move smirked and replied. How did I do it? It's simple. I speak and it happens. Rest now. The villain died from the truth of talking too much. It's the same everywhere. I shouldn't have wasted time talking to you. You might as well die together with the treasure chest. The big sister will come looking for you. That's the end of it. Suddenly, Sha Move was confused and at a loss. Why did he specifically emphasize the treasure chest? Just as Sha Move was about to ask again. At this moment, Mace Man, who was slowly disappearing, didn't say anything. Only leaving behind a sentence. Want to know? Can you guess? Ha ha ha. System prompt. Player M killed the Seeker Shonan. The Seeker has 2 people remaining. After a moment, the 2 who narrowly escaped death finally breathed a sigh of relief. But Sha Move could not feel happy. He still couldn't figure out the Seeker's intentions. However, just as Sha Move was contemplating, Small AD shouted, interrupting his train of thought. Boss, something's wrong. I can't open this treasure chest. Sha Move is also puzzled. Could there be some kind of restriction? So he took the treasure chest and observed it carefully. Let me try, he said, but what he didn't expect was, even though he used all his strength, he still couldn't open it. Sha Move cried. He had thought he was the system's own son. One hand controls time with a pocket watch. One hand changes the rules of life and death. Who would have thought that a small treasure chest would let him eat leisurely? Even if he uses all his strength, he still can't open it. This treasure chest is exaggeratedly hard. Just now, Sha Move, who met up with 2 others, mentioned that the treasure chest couldn't be opened. However, to his and Ya's surprise, Thornflower and Sinclair Featherly, the bosses, respectively opened their treasure chests. Their relaxed and casual demeanor made him, and Yu extremely envious. At this moment, the audience off stage also looked surprised. There were actually things that even the boss Sha Move couldn't solve. It's truly eye-opening. It made everyone suspect whether there was a problem with the treasure chest itself. In fact, their guess is not wrong. The treasure chest does have specific conditions, and Move has already made some discoveries. This is just the appetizer. He wants to smoothly clear the level. The biggest problem is still the Molin. A fugitive. Who do you think it is? I can't wait. Inside the castle a moment later, Thornflower and Sinclair Featherly opened the treasure chest together. At the same time, they each received their own special mission. Sinclair Featherly and Move do not belong to the official team. They can share clues, but they must complete the tasks separately. One task corresponds to one clue. After completing the task, you will receive a clue that needs to be deciphered. System prompt. The team activates the third exclusive task before the game ends. Any team member who decrypts the castle secret will complete the task. At the same time, the task hint for Sinclair Featherly has also been announced. The 3 members of Move were also shocked to hear the task announced by the system. Is Sinclair Featherly the system's biological daughter? The exclusive task is actually cleaning the rooms in the castle. Isn't that too simple? Actually, Sinclair Featherly had already noticed this. Since she started acting alone, her other teammates have died one after another. Her missions have become simpler and simpler since then, but the difficulty of the clues varies. The math questions at the first level were a really good example. Gathering the ideas of 4 people is what allowed it to be solved. Suddenly the system prompt sound rang out again. The player team receives the third exclusive mission. The reward for the second clue is automatically distributed. Escape Clue 2. Knowledge is the crystallization of precious gems. Culture is the luster shining from gems. It turned out to be a clue reward. Scared me for a moment. I thought someone else had been eliminated. Shortly after, everyone followed the clue and quickly deduced the direction that the clue pointed to. The precious gemstone should be the one on the goddess statue. Knowledge and culture also mean a library. After discussion, they decided to go to the library again. But what they didn't know was that danger was quietly approaching them. At the same time, the remaining 2 seekers looked at the dilapidated amusement park, lost in contemplation. Mace Man did fail indeed. It seems that the kid really has the ability to kill the seeker. Now, we can only hope that the traitor can be useful. At this moment, the system's prompt interrupted the conversation between the 2. Big sister, the traitor has sent a message. Everything is ready. It's time for us to set off. The show should start now. TikTok. Do you know what's scarier than having bad teammates? That would be having a sneaky one in the team. Perhaps just a second ago, they were chatting and laughing with you, but the next second they might stab you in the back. Return to the Move team at the library. They were circling around the goddess statue, turning left 3 times and then right 3 times, but in the end, they gained nothing but loneliness. They started to suspect if they needed additional clues to activate the statue. While the other 3 were doubting, Move gave the answer. With his sharp mind, after running for 2.5 weeks, he easily mastered the inconspicuous little detail in the corner. There were 3 strange characters on the left base of the statue. The smooth strokes carried a feeling of abruptness. After careful observation, Move unsurprisingly discovered the secret within. Judging from the strokes of the characters, this is clearly an incomplete set of numbers. The lower part gives a sense of being cut off. It's as if it was intentionally split in half. If I guess correctly, the actual numbers should be 381. The master is indeed a master. The space games I've played over the years are all in vain. My brain feels like it lost its IQ. But just at this moment, he shouted for everyone to come over. He found some strange boxes and numbers. The base of the other side that was just bare a moment ago now had a mechanism seemingly appeared out of thin air, a password lock. And the timing of its appearance happened to be precisely when Move said the number 381. One side is numbers, and the other side is a password mechanism. This matches up perfectly. As the saying goes, A newborn calf is not afraid of tigers. Before everyone had a chance to think too much, Chinya couldn't wait to input the password with a series of clicks. The system indicated that the password was correct. Then, a golden light shone from the front base of the statue, forming an illusory passage. "I'm going! Hurry up and take a look, big boss!" But just as everyone was immersed in the joy of deciphering the clues, the system prompt rang out again. Player Roast Lamb was eliminated by the Seeker Chien Shan Huizi. Player Mr. Hat was eliminated by the Seeker Chien Shan Huizi. Currently, there are 5 remaining evaders and 2 seekers. Upon hearing this news, just as everyone's hearts had relaxed, they were suddenly brought back to their throats. This escape game seems to have entered its final stage. They will soon face the ultimate showdown. However, as the 3 of them were attracted by the hint message on their way, something unexpected happened. Thornflower unexpectedly acted out of character, not following Shaw's move as usual. Instead, she took the initiative to enter the illusion channel ahead of time. The ordinary statue unexpectedly concealed a profound mechanism inside. The obedient follower unexpectedly grew a rebellious bone behind the scenes. Is it the loss of morality after all, or the distortion of human nature? Just a moment ago, the 4 people from Shaw Move who found the clues and opened the channel. Not even a second has passed before being happy. It was interrupted by a sudden system prompt sound. The leader of the Seeker, Huizi Qianshan, started a chaotic slaughter again. One elimination prompt after another instantly pulled them back to reality. But just as they regained their senses, Thornflower, who had been pretending to be foolish, was the first to enter the illusionary passage. In order to prevent Thornflower from causing trouble secretly, Shaw Move and the other 2 had no choice but to follow closely behind. As expected, the ground inside was indeed covered in gold. Furthermore, there were hidden mysteries inside. In the center of the illusion, there stood a miniature statue of a goddess. Surprisingly, the hand that should have been protecting the chest had now changed into an embracing posture. The gems exposed inside were sparkling and alluring, tempting as if they were saying, "Come and get the treasure." It seems that this is the key to unlocking the castle. At this moment, Thornflower spoke up, saying that she was just exploring the area. Discovered that there is only one statue in this illusion. Nothing else is present. Probably there are traps around the statue. We should not act recklessly. But before Thornflower finishes speaking, Shaw Move made a quick move and took the gem down from the statue, instantly shocking the other 3 people to drop their jaws. Just now Thornflower, who had just said there was a trap, awkwardly dug out a standalone villa with her toe. Subsequently, Sinclair Featherly answered everyone's doubts and feelings. The difficulty of this copy itself is not high. It primarily focuses on reasoning and judgment abilities. There are few traps outside of the missions. After Sinclair Featherly's explanation, everyone suddenly realized. There are no traps, right? That makes it easier. So I will take the gem. Unexpected turn of events. Shaw Move is also baffled. What's going on? Dancing at every little thing. I don't know. I thought this was a serious comic. Ya, who is slow on the uptake at this moment, finally also reacted. Thornflower's sister. Didn't we agree on being each other's best friends? What kind of trick are you playing? I'm sorry I was undercover. I had no choice before. I want to be a good person now. What are you talking about? We are teammates, you're confused. You're playing infernal affairs. Yes, we used to be teammates, but... Before Shaw could even react, the 3 of them heard clearly. Thornflower disappeared into a special space. At this moment, you stood still in a daze, unable to let go for a long time. That's how this game is. There are no eternal friends, only temporary partners. For Sinclair Featherly, all of this is routine. In the late stage of the game, after losing the first opportunity to fail, you will do your best to avoid being eliminated for the second time. After all, it's a matter of life and death. Only a few players who have resurrection items can have that option. You then look to Shamu beside him, asking what to do now. But Shamu remains unexpectedly calm. In his opinion, adding some difficulty to the game would make it more fun. Don't worry, let the bullets fly for a while. When two women start to fight seriously, I dare say that the scene can be compared to Star Wars. Because they are really going all out. Pulling hair, scratching faces, that kind of thing. Just now, the Shamu team finally obtained the clearance gem after much effort. But unexpectedly, they were betrayed by the Thorn Flower. He came up with a 365-degree backflip, added a quick foot move, and snatched it directly. He was so angry that he almost couldn't catch his breath. He almost fainted. However, Sinclair Featherly, who was on the side, was completely opposite to you, appearing very calm. He truly lives up to his reputation as a top-ranked expert. He has seen many big scenes, and is already accustomed to these things. But Shamu's performance defied everyone's expectations. The gem was stolen, yet he was not angry. Instead, he winked at the audience. The spectators outside couldn't sit still, wishing they could go in and snatch the gem back themselves. How can Shamu still manage to smile? The gem has been stolen. This is really bad now. I told you Thornflower is a mole. You still don't believe it. Who could have guessed? Look at the expression of admiration she had for the boss in the beginning. It doesn't seem fake. Alright, let's not worry about it. The boss has his own plans. While everyone was discussing heatedly, on the other side of the VIP table, there was someone even calmer than Shamu. The tea is good? Wait, there's another good show to watch. Should have ordered takeout to eat while watching. Actually, in his view, Thornflower is at most a small disturbance. This match has been decided from the beginning. The key to victory lies solely on one person, who is Sinclair Featherly, ranked 3rd on the leaderboard. He is most worried about Sinclair Featherly as a real-life opponent. He is very familiar with the existence of this 3rd-ranked player on the leaderboard. People who can make it onto the leaderboard are all early risers who are not easily deterred. She can use special items to control day and night. This helps Shamu. Perhaps they intend to recruit Shamu under their command. If that's the case, then Shamu will be a formidable opponent in the future. However, at this moment, the bearded man interjected. She wouldn't have developed a liking for this kid, would she? Ha ha ha. You still have the nerve to laugh. If you don't work harder, this newcomer might surpass you. The bearded man rubbed his head and smiled apologetically. At the same time, a faint light flickered at the exit of the illusion. A figure flashed out from inside. As the smoke cleared, the figure slowly emerged. It was Thornflower, who had stolen the gem. He looked at the gem in his hand, deep in thought. His emotions were particularly turbulent. Alternating between joy of obtaining the gem and regret for betraying his teammates, he was torn. I don't want to think about it anymore. Although I feel a bit sorry for them. But there's nothing I can do. Emotions only affect the speed of drawing the sword. However, just at this moment, a strange murmuring sound. It came from behind the statue of the goddess. Is it still the same as before? Being ruthless to teammates. Really impressing me. The moment the words fell, a huge ghostly face slowly emerged from behind the statue. It was the Seeker Yoki. Seeing the visitor, Thornflower couldn't help but tuck the gem into her arms. She knew the Seeker's purpose in coming. Even so, she had no intention of handing over the gem, confronting the Seeker's threats. She just sneered, laughed, thinking, if you have the ability, come and get it yourself. Thornflower's unusual behavior immediately confused the audience off stage. What's going on? Isn't she the mole? Why is she teaming up with the Seeker? Rebellion on top of rebellion. Are we in for a double twist? The onlooker guy expressed that he couldn't figure it out at all. At this moment, the tense atmosphere between the two was at its peak. It felt like the calm before the storm, as if they could erupt into a fight at any moment. Suddenly, there was a loud bang. What was supposed to be a quiet statue of a goddess unexpectedly sprang to life. Her hands clasped together in an instant, nearly turning Thornflower into mincemeat. Fortunately, she was best at backflips, skillfully dodging the attack narrowly. Shio. I'm not going to get angry. Do you think I'm just like Hello Kitty? Boom. I advise you to honestly hand it over. Otherwise, I may take serious action. However, upon hearing the Seeker's threatening tone, Thornflower laughed again. Don't forget. It's daytime now. If we really start fighting, it's hard to say who will win or lose. Come on out. System prompt. Player Thornflower activated an attack item. Silver Dark Bracelet. Which is more important, games or best friends? This is a question worth pondering. Just now, Thornflower encountered this difficult problem. She was supposed to run away with the jewel, but she was caught halfway by the Seeker. What made her even more frustrated was this. The Seeker turned out to be her former good friend Yoki. Back then, they were so close that they could wear the same pair of pants. However, at this moment, they are fighting over a video game completion gem. They are having a big fight here. Thornflower even summoned a special attack item. Preparing to take advantage of Yoki's weakness during the day, Thornflower planned to directly eliminate her. But Yoki also wants to take the opportunity while Thornflower is alone now. Give her a stab from behind. Indeed, just pretending to be close friends. You should give me the item sooner rather than later to avoid making me angry. Stop talking so much. Did you see my silver profound iron chain? Are you scared now? Finish speaking. Thornflower's iron chain in hand. Quickly spin it around 2.5 times. Then, with a flick of the wrist, attack the statue. At this moment, Yoki also stops talking. With a shout, he acts. Hair like flexible arms, entwining towards the chain. Seeing Thornflower being so aggressive, Yoki is a bit angry too. Giving you 3 points of color. You even opened a dye house. Overestimating yourself. It's not over yet. Don't be happy too soon. Just as Yoki was distracted, the silver mystic bracelet miraculously appeared behind her. Instantly, it trapped her. Ding dot! Come to me. Thornflower performed a series of cool moves, instantly igniting the emotions of the audience off stage. Discussions broke out one after another. No way, no way. Can it be that Thornflower is just like Shamu, able to compete with the Seeker? She's like Shamu's second in command. Actually, Thornflower herself didn't expect this. The Seeker during the day turned out to be so weak. He fell down after just one round. Looks good, but useless. Then she looked at the weapon in her hand. Instantly, her confidence soared. However, just as she was feeling proud of herself, a light mocking laughter came from the ruins. You think you can take me down like this? Don't be so naive. At this moment, the unease in Thornflower's heart reached its peak instantly. Then let the game begin, little flower. I didn't want to get serious originally. It's all because you forced me. System notification. Player Yoki is using a personal item. The drop powerful body. Then go ahead and enjoy the fun of the battle. Have a good time. The art style changes suddenly. Yoki just turned from a beauty into a muscular woman like that. Looking back at Thornflower's side, seeing Yoki transforming right in front of her eyes made her furious. It turns out Yoki didn't take her seriously at all. Thornflower became more and more angry. Without hesitation, she swung her hand, and the silver chain bracelet flew towards Yoki again. However, unexpectedly, Yoki not only didn't dodge it, but stood in place with a playful smile. It seemed as if the attack in front of her was just a child's joke. The iron chain that was fierce just a second ago. The next second, it was as if she had turned into an obedient baby. Surprisingly, it was caught barehanded by Yoki. Is the iron chain fun? Then let's play together. Yoki pulled hard, and under the influence of inertia. The thorn flower also flew uncontrollably towards her. Only Yoki's left hand was seen. The power of the Diamond King once again transformed. Another punch was blasted out. And Thorn Flower hadn't had time to react yet. He had already flown back and forth once, and finally fell to the ground, losing his combat effectiveness. The previously collected gemstones also fell. If you beg me, maybe I'll let you go if I'm in a good mood. However, facing Yoki's threat, Thorn Flower still struggled to stand up, showing no sign of giving in. I would rather die than bow down to you. But before the words fell, a big foot stepped on it. Yoki couldn't help but laugh at this moment. You are really a dead duck, but still talk tough. I'm afraid I might accidentally crush you into a pulp. However, at this critical moment, a mop handle came at me like a shooting star. Hey, hey, hey. Be responsible for your dog's behavior. Help. Scream all you want. No one will come to save you even if you lose your voice. Calm down. Let's talk things over. Just now, Yoki defeated Thorn Flower. At this moment, he is impatiently determined to kill her on the spot. However, at this critical moment, a tattered broomstick is sweeping towards her. Who is disturbing my interest? I'm sorry, I just couldn't stand it any longer. You couldn't even solve one. A fugitive. I am very disappointed. You seekers are too weak. The one speaking is Yoki, who was originally very angry after coming out of the illusion. After seeing the Shaw Move team, there was also a hint of fear in my heart. Then immediately changed his expression. Smiling, he said, So it's our Shaw Move big shot. What wind blew you here? Are you planning to save this traitor? Your generosity seems too wide. As soon as the words fell, only to see the seeker raised his leg and kicked Thorn Flower directly, sending him flying 10 meters away. This sudden move frightened you almost to the point of exclaiming in surprise. What's wrong? Feeling heartbroken? However, just when the seeker was feeling pleased with himself, Shaw's move, however, greatly surprised her. Shaw Move bent down and picked up the gem, saying casually, Don't think too much. I'm not interested in saving people. I'm just here to take back what I lost. Then, without any courtesy, he turned around and was about to leave. Waving casually to bid farewell, it seemed that Pink did not take Yoki, the seeker, seriously at all. This rude and dismissive behavior made Yoki very unhappy. Just show up out of nowhere. Do you think I'm running a charity here? At this moment, Yoki's muscles tightened involuntarily. Shaw Move is also not polite at all. He directly switched to a mocking mode. I'm standing right here. If you dare, come over and hit me. In a secret office off-site, there is a young girl with pink hair tied in a ponytail analyzing this deadly game. In her opinion, the series of abnormal behaviors by Shaw Move are very suspicious. Guessing that he is just trying to show off and plans to use psychological tactics to defeat the Seeker with an empty city strategy. However, some members of the audience believe that Shaw Move's actions are merely arrogant and purely seeking death. Even Thorn Flower, who is armed, has never fought the Seeker. He is unarmed. Facing the Seeker with his strongest force is obviously a bit overestimating his abilities. However, they didn't know that at this moment, Yoki's heart was also filled with mixed emotions. She is currently in a weakened state during the daytime. Adding Shaw Move killing the Seeker and other factors together, it indeed makes her very apprehensive. You are really arrogant. Do you really think I dare not take action? Just as the voice fell, Yoki suddenly sprang up and charged straight at Shaw with a swift move. However, Shaw Move remained calm and unaffected. There was no sign of impending danger. It seemed like everything was under his control. But just as the two made contact, a dramatic scene unfolded. Yoki's attack took a sudden turn, and he rushed towards the other exit without even engaging in a fight. He fled directly without any basic moves. By the time Shaw-Move regained his senses, Yoki had already disappeared, leaving only his back view. At this moment, not only Yi and Sinclair Featherly were stunned. Even the spectators outside the field started to criticize. They were supposed to have a big battle. How come they disappeared in a blink? What they didn't know is, Yoki, as a senior player, knows when to do what. In the situation where strength is greatly reduced during the day, she will not deliberately challenge Shaw-Move. She will not do things that she is unsure about. This is her survival rule. We will meet again, little guy. Tick-tock. Watching the Seeker leaving, you also sighed at this moment. An opponent who knows how to endure is often the most terrifying and tricky. Meanwhile, Shaw-Move arrived in front of Thorn Flower without knowing when. He calmly spoke. What's the point if opponents are all like Seiji and Shonan, those two brutes? You said it, Miss Thornflower. Looking at the person in front of them who betrayed the team, Shaw-Move only issued a warning. In Shaw-Move's view, since they cannot act against allies, they are going to let her act alone and face the consequences. After Thornflower expressed thanks again, she left on her own accord. She slipped away. However, on the side, Sinclair Featherly revealed a meaningful smile. The scene shifts. Shaw's Move team, after obtaining the gem, has arrived at the location indicated by the clue. They are looking at the blue lake in front of them, along with a sunflower. They suddenly feel a bit lost. Is there nothing here? Do they have to go swimming? But you came up with a way to crack this clue. It's like in a fairy tale world. They need to perform a summoning ritual towards this lake. After hearing his explanation, Shaw-Move also looks helpless. This seems unreliable. But now there is no better way. They can only try their luck. If it succeeds, even better. So you didn't waste any time, they took the gem. And they started silently reciting the clue mantra in their heart. Abdef. What made Shaw-Move feel helpless was that even after a long time had passed, no abnormalities were found. Take a break, take a break. However, just as Shaw-Move decided to try another method, the originally calm lake surface suddenly churned up huge waves out of nowhere. A magnificent and exquisite castle appeared out of thin air from the bottom of the lake. Shaw-Move couldn't help but sigh. Sometimes you just have to say it. You is really lucky. I told you this method is useful. This pretty girl isn't useless. In Shaw-Move's opinion, this can no longer be explained by good luck. Who could have thought of this method? After a moment of shock, the three people were surprised to discover that this castle was actually identical to the one they had seen when they first entered. It seemed that they had been just hanging around the outskirts of the castle before, and had not actually entered the real interior. All secrets and challenges will come to an end here. Half of the four-person team are rebellious. You might not believe it when I tell you. The remaining teammate is a mascot. It's difficult. Too difficult. Continuing from last time. After scaring off Yoki, Shaw-Move took the remaining two teammates to the next clue location. However, the calm lake in front of them left them stumped. At this critical moment, the mascot Yi stepped forward. By singing a soothing melody, successfully summoned a castle. However, the seemingly beautiful castle is filled with danger inside. What Shaw-Move doesn't know is that he will become a solitary figure here. It's so beautiful here. The magnificent castle in front of us. Yu is completely dazzled by it. Which girl doesn't want to become a princess? Living in a castle like this. At this moment, you couldn't help but follow his curious heart, looking around without noticing anything. The two big shots behind him are tense in an unusual atmosphere. Don't touch things in the hall casually. Be careful, there may be traps. Just now, Shaw-Move sensed the dangerous aura the moment they entered the castle. While Sinclair Featherly acted unusually. Without any sense of danger, he kept exploring the mechanisms in the castle. And she discovered the mystery within it. The decorations in the entire hall are very symmetrical. but only the mirror in the middle, standing alone there. But just as she was about to act and explore, Shamu, who had not spoken for a long time, spoke up to stop her. "This is it. How long are you going to keep pretending? It's better to come clean now." The seeker Sinclair Featherly. Hearing these words, a flicker of surprise crossed Sinclair Featherly's face. Then he put on an innocent expression, as if he didn't know what Shamu was talking about. He on the side also couldn't believe it. There were 4 people in the team. Could it be that she and Shamu were working together? The rest are all rebellious individuals. The more I think about it, the more anxious I become. So I quickly hid behind Shamu. At this moment, Sinclair Featherly is calm and composed. He chuckled and spoke. "I am the seeker. You are truly humorous. If you want others not to know, it's best not to act. This just happened." After Shamu revealed that Sinclair Featherly was the mole, the bearded man on the sidelines was almost jaw-dropped. Even the usual calm blonde man. At the moment, he also looked puzzled. No. Isn't Sinclair Featherly helping Shamu? How did he become the mole again? This sudden scene left the bearded man almost short-circuited. Meanwhile, the pink-haired girl with a ponytail was also at a loss as to what was happening. Shouldn't the insider be Thornflower? How could it be Sinclair Featherly? Could all of this be part of Shamu's plan? I am the seeker? Don't talk nonsense. At the beginning of the game, the system clearly announced that there were only 4 contestants named the Seeker. 2 of them were killed by you. Including Yoki and the Red Ghost in red, there are exactly 4 contestants. It's impossible for there to be more than one of me. However, Shamu's words that followed woke everyone up. Indeed, there were originally 4 Seekers. It's just that later, for some reason, you also became a member of the Seekers. In this world, anything can happen. It's not impossible for you to become a mole. Think about it now. That mace man from before. The heart only wants to plunder the treasure chest. It should be the Seeker's victory condition. It is also related to the treasure chest. Instead of what we originally guessed. As long as all the fugitive are killed, it's fine. And the treasure chest that we couldn't open at the beginning. It must belong to the Seeker's exclusive item. Actually, you joined us at the beginning. The exclusive clue you provided is also one of your vulnerabilities. The exclusive clue for the fugitive. How could the language of J country be the key to decrypting it? If my guess is correct, this should belong to the exclusive clue of the Seeker from J country. Right after Shamu said all this, Sinclair Featherly beside him chuckled lightly. He calmly said, "It seems that all the actions of Thornflower were calculated by you." Guess right. I did deliberately expose a flaw. At first, I also thought she was a mole. I knew the answer when I grabbed her hand. And you are that answer. Because there is an iron rule in the fugitive that teammates cannot attack each other. After Shamu's reasoning, Sinclair Featherly finally completely abandoned his sophistry. He admitted everything. At the same time, the admiration in their eyes was overflowing, shining brightly as they shouted praises to the boss. However, just at that moment, applause. Sinclair Featherly clapped excitedly. Very good, very good. Indeed a promising talent. But even if you guess correctly, so what? You are already like a turtle in a jar. As soon as the words fell, a loud noise suddenly sounded from behind Shamu, accompanied by a strange scent, slowly diffusing from the midst. Long time no see, little guy. This sudden scene scared you so much that his face changed on the spot. At the same time, a rope suddenly entwined around his body. Big brother, save me. Got the mascot, slipped away. Let me down, you rascal. When Shaw was about to pursue you, several concealed weapons flew rapidly towards him. In an instant. At that moment, the flying knife was only 0.01 centimeters away from my head. But 2.5 minutes later, I hit their waists with my elbow. That's where we left off. After Sinclair Featherly tied up you, he prepared to retreat with the mascot you in tow. At first, you remained very tough. He even started imitating Shaw's moves and mocking him. What's so impressive about catching me? Anyway, the boss can clear the level, and I can still win. Traitor, the boss will deal with you. However, Sinclair Featherly pretended not to care at all, and then told you something. Instantly made her hair stand on end, and gave her a few shivers. Even if your big shot has cleared the level, the pain of death in the game is real. Once you experience it, you wouldn't want to come back for a second time. As soon as the words were uttered, his face turned black instantly. Immediately made a 180-degree turn, crying and begging for help from the experienced player. Putting aside the idea of sacrificing oneself, everything can be discussed later. But before Shaw Move could react, Sinclair Featherly had already disappeared into the hall, cradling you. Whiz. Better worry about yourself when you have the spare time, instead of worrying about others. Boom. After speaking, the figure in the red robe quickly dashed towards Shaw Move. In the blink of an eye, he had arrived in front of Shaw Move. The killing intent instantly pervaded and enveloped Shaw Move. Following that, raising his hand, he delivered a series of rapid blows. With a momentum like a shooting star, they struck towards Shaw Move. He wished he could tear Shaw Move to pieces immediately. However, at this moment, Shaw Move showed no signs of fear at all. The corners of his mouth lifted slightly, as if everything was under control. Then he seized the flaw of the red-robed monster and dodged to the side. He followed up with an elbow strike, hitting the red-robed monster directly on the waist. With just one blow, the red-robed monster was left dizzy and disoriented. He stood there in a daze, reflecting on himself. This damn restriction. If only it could be night now. I'd be willing to be single for 20 years. At this moment, Shaw Move sounds like the red cloak weirdo muttering to himself. It suddenly feels a bit ridiculous. Darkness falls when it falls. Do you think you are God? However, before the words could even fade, the system notification sound rang out in the hall, as if deliberately wanting to slap Shaw Movie's face. System prompt. 10 seconds before nightfall. I'm going. This is even more effective than making a wish. A sudden change. Shaw Move was scared witless. Wait until he turned around again. The Seeker had already started to transform. I saw the red-robed monster with his entire body's bones crackling. In no time, he changed his appearance. From the red-robed monster to red-robed spider, are you arrogant? What's the use of being arrogant? Now it's dark outside. However, at this crucial moment, the lights in the hall suddenly went out. No time to lose, Shaw Move's head turned, and he ran upstairs. Seized the opportunity while Yoki is in the critical moment of transformation, and Red Robe Spider is also stunned at the moment. Shaw Move decided that leaving was the best plan. Although he didn't know who turned off the lights, Shaw Move didn't care at this moment. It was his best opportunity to escape. Shortly after, the Red Robe Spider finally realized what was happening, and at that moment, his heart was filled with anger. He had been seething all day, finally managed to take control, but Shaw Move had managed to escape. He was really frustrated. On the other hand, looking at Yoki, after completing her transformation, she appeared exceptionally calm. All right, no need to rush. We have plenty of time now to play with him. I actually want to take a look. What new tricks can he come up with? As for the completion of the level, let's leave it to Sinclair Featherly. The main character is brave, and the female ghost is on maternity leave. Just moments ago, the barely escaped Shaw Move finally got to the second floor. Just as he was thinking about how to deal with the Seeker, a strange chill suddenly surged from the soles of his feet straight to the top of his head. Shaw Move shivered from the cold. But when he turned around, everything returned to calm. There seemed to be nothing behind him, only the empty corridor and staircase. Just then, a mysterious figure appeared behind him again. Oh my, could it be a ghost? The death game instantly turned into a horror game. Sha Move was so scared that his hair stood on end. However, what he never expected was what he found was not a ghost, but a ghost's hand. Should he tell or not? This hand is quite pretty. Moreover, it was exceptionally friendly. There was not even a hint of wanting to harm Sha Move. It even took the initiative to hold Sha Move's hand. Took him as a disciple for turning off the lights. Saved him 20 years of struggle directly. After a conversation, Sha Move finally understood the reason for the power outage in the castle. It was all because of the castle's hidden rules. The castle has a hidden rule of power outage every 15 minutes. At this moment, Sha Move is also very lucky. Thanks to this weird rule, he accidentally managed to save his life. In that situation, with dangers in front and back, he might not necessarily have benefited. Just think about it. There is another thing that puzzled Sha Move a lot. I don't know how he is doing now. Why did Sinclair Featherly take you away? It's good that there hasn't been a notice of elimination for you so far, which means you is safe for now. What puzzles him is that at that time, Sinclair Featherly and the Seeker had already surrounded them. As long as they team up to kill Sha Move, the game would end immediately. But Sinclair Featherly chose to escape with you instead. It's as if leaving space for Sha Move to face two opponents alone. Perhaps winning or losing is not important to Sinclair Featherly. Her goal seems to be to test how much Sha Move can handle. After thinking for a moment, Sha Move came to her senses. The most urgent task now. Finding an exit is still the most important. And I just learned from Sister Ghost. There are still many NPCs hidden in the castle that can assist the evaders. Although they cannot move freely while the lights are on, they still have a certain level of assistance capability. If you make good use of these NPCs, separating the evaders will be beneficial. In a one-on-one situation, there is still a chance of winning. The Seeker, who was originally in a state of confusion, is now in the castle's first-floor hall. At the same time, Sha Move turns on the castle lights. He couldn't wait to walk upstairs. This is a real contest. Yoki has been waiting for a long time. His enemy who ran away during the day. She still remembered it in her heart. Now it's nighttime. She was at the peak of her power. But she must carefully look for trouble with Sha Move. At the same time, the spectators off the field are also speculating about Sha Move's intention to turn on the lights. This act of turning on the lights might cost him his life. After all, Sha Move on the second floor is now like a turtle in a jar. Boss, oh boss. You are confused. Returning to Sha Move's side. At this moment, he is standing in a secret room. His eyes are wide open, staring blankly at the densely packed runes on the wall, speechless for a moment. No mistake about it. He entered the pyramid to search for treasure. Mysterious room and mysterious symbols. Wow! Could this be the NPC that the ghost sister mentioned? You're pretending quite well. Don't pretend next time. Continuing from the previous conversation. Sha Move, who entered the mysterious room, was speechless when he saw the runes covering the walls. However, it was at this moment that the sound of dripping footsteps could be heard at the door. There's no need to think. The Seeker is coming again. But the room is empty right now. There's nowhere to hide at all. It's over. This is bad. Even the life-saving pocket watch is in the cooling process right now. Dropping the ball at a critical moment. Only know how to sleep. If you go out, I will scold you. However, at this critical moment, the little person on the wall greeted Sha Move. Hello, evader. Thump thump. Where is the person? There is such a small space on the second floor. You are quite good at hiding, kid. Yoki looked around at the murals on the walls. A smirk formed at the corner of his mouth. It was clear that he had guessed Sha Move's whereabouts. There must be some kind of mechanism in this room. Yoki had a sudden inspiration. He was ready to say something nice to trick Sha Move into coming out. But her little tricks were completely useless in front of Sha Move. After 2.5 minutes of coaxing, it was still ineffective. Yoki stopped pretending. If being soft doesn't work, then we will have to be tough. You are good at pretending. If you have the ability, then pretend for a lifetime. That said, Yoki's momentum suddenly soared. He directly entered sweeping mode. You better hide carefully. I have to say, these two lasers are a bit scary. Almost scared Shaw movie out of the painting. Just now. Originally nowhere to escape Shaw move. Got pulled into a mural by a group of little NPCs, directly blending in with the environment. Whether to speak or not, this game of hide and seek seems to be understood by him. Even if God himself came, he wouldn't be able to find him. However, Yoki's area attack at this moment has made Shaw move start to feel a headache again. Not only did this person damage public property, but also hurt his NPC brother. This is something he cannot tolerate. So, Shaw move and the little person put their heads together and came up with a brilliant plan. That is to help the little person seal Yoki in the wall. Solve the problem at its root. Do it as soon as possible, no more words. Shaw move jumped out of the mural. Oh! You put in so much effort and still haven't found me. How pitiful. I'll come out on my own. The long-awaited Shaw move sequel. Finally, it's here today. As I mentioned last time, Shaw move communicated with Shaoran and came up with a brilliant way to deal with Yoki. After coming out of the mural, immediately switched to mocking mode, attracting Yoki's attention. As expected, Yoki, who is used to being in charge, couldn't bear this kind of treatment. Directly sprayed with a burst of laser. However, what she didn't know was that all of this was Shaw move's tactic to provoke. Just as she was feeling triumphant, watching Shaw move's team fleeing like wolves, a force of restraint suddenly emerged from behind. When she came to her senses, she found her body was already surrounded by countless tiny figures. Brothers, let's put in more effort. Pull Yoki into the wall all at once. In an instant, before Yoki could resist, a strong energy pulled her in. After finishing work, thanks to all the brothers for their hard work. Now only Spider is left. At this moment, Yoki, who is sealed inside the wall, is also furious and cursing. Wait until I get out. I will definitely blast you into pieces with lasers. At this moment, Yoki feels powerless. He can only satisfy his craving for talking. He watches helplessly as Shaw move leaves. However, Shaw move doesn't care at all at this moment. Even if Yoki could come out, he had already found the exit and escaped by then. It's just a stupid spider left. It's easy to catch in minutes. But it's also strange to think about. Spider didn't go upstairs with Yoki. Just as Shaw was distracted by the noise of move. Unconsciously, he found himself standing in front of a painting. And this painting is the one they saw on the first floor when they first entered the castle. It seems like there is a painting on each floor. However, just as Shaw move analyzed, when this painting is related to the exit. The sudden sound startled him. Goodness. There is something strange about this castle. Not only are the mural figures NPCs. Even the characters in the hanging scrolls are NPCs. What surprised Shaw move even more is that the woman in this painting. Turns out she is the female ghost NPC who taught him how to turn on the lights earlier. What surprised Shaw move even more was that she even knew the location of the exit. After going around in circles for 2.5 years, it's better to stay in place and find someone. If I had known earlier, I would have turned on the lights and gone to find her. Then we would have easily scored a lot of points. But when the NPC in the painting spoke again, Shaw move was dealt a blow. You can leave. Take me with you. As soon as the words were spoken, a mysterious force enveloped Shaw move. Unintentionally, Shaw move was pulled into the painting. It must be said that the NPCs here like to pull people into the walls. When Shaw move regained consciousness, he found himself on a wooden boat in a small river. Oh my! This is much more advanced than the previous small human murals. Inside the painting was another space. Before Sha Mu could react, a pleasant female voice entered Sha Mu's ears. As he looked up, it turned out to be a girl. What a charming figure. "Hello, beloved evader," she said. Looking at the girl in front of him, Sha Mu was also stunned for a while. The girl in front of him turned out to be a special NPC. However, she unexpectedly possessed the death rule, characteristic of players. It's getting more and more interesting. You will die if you escape from the manor. Wow. Previously, Sha Mu was asked to take her out together. Isn't this simply seeking death? If it weren't for Sha Mu having the ability to modify the rules, it's impossible for anyone to take her away casually, just as Sha Mu was considering. Suddenly, a contract appeared and was handed to him. "Come on, sign it. I'll take you to find a way out." How terrifying can a self-aware NP be? Not only can she act cute and lovely, but she can also drive like a maniac. Even if you want affection, she will not hesitate to satisfy you. Continuing from the previous book, Sha Mu found the NPC who cleared the customs. But Sha Mu was informed that he needed to sign a contract and be taken out together in order for the NPC to help him find the exit. However, this seemingly ordinary contract actually conceals mysteries within. The system prompts that a contract is detected and can be signed. Looking at the paper in front of him, Sha was also puzzled. It seems like he really has to take the NPC out. Although he can change the rule of certain death, Sha Mu is still a student. Where can he go after taking him out? The world is truly full of wonders. Even NPCs can jump out of games now. But think about it, having an assistant in games might be somewhat useful after all. Hurry up and sign. I'm super talented. You won't lose out. Under the constant urging of the female ghost, Sha Mu also started to consider signing. However, looking at this lively and expressive character in front of him, Sha Mu suddenly went speechless. The female ghost seemed more and more unusual as he looked at her. Suddenly, a system prompt sounded. "Hidden clauses detected in the contract. Do you want to view them?" After hearing the system prompt, Sha Mu didn't initially have any particular feeling. There are so many hidden rules in this game. What's wrong with the somewhat hidden clauses in the contract? He is no stranger to these routines. However, the next scene shocked Sha Mu. Goodness, is this a hidden entry? Damn, did they write a whole book in there? A total of 100 densely packed entries. If you sign this, you might be asking for trouble. After the shock, Sha Mu immediately changed the rules. You show no mercy, I show no justice. The contract changed to a contract for selling oneself. The female ghost on the side looked at Sha Mu hesitantly, so she kept urging him on the side. She started to nag at Sha Mu, asking him to sign quickly. After receiving a positive response from Sha Mu, the female ghost couldn't help but feel joyful in her heart. She quickly hid in a corner, grinning widely, secretly pleased. The prospect of free meals was looking promising. Gained a clever idea. In the future, no worries about food and drink, there will be someone to attend to. Life is going to be great. However, she never expected that her little cleverness was actually quite foolish. Sha Mu has the ability to modify rules. The contract handed out instantly changed into a contract to sell oneself. If the female ghost finds out, surely someone will say, "Family members who truly understand. This man is really going too far." Only 5 minutes left. Last time, it was mentioned that Sha Mu signed a contract with a female ghost. Now I know. There are only 5 minutes left until the next portal opens. And the exit is right in the first floor lobby. That is the place guarded by the red spider. What makes Sha Mu even more headache is that the cooldown time for his pocket watch prop is still 8 minutes. In other words, during this time period, he can only defeat Red Spider with the do-or-die rule or kill him with brute force. Sha Mu turned back to look at the female ghost. Suddenly he had an idea. He obtained information from the female ghost when he signed the contract. The female ghost's F-level skill is to draw decay into magic. Whatever she draws will transform into something else. The skill lasts for 30 minutes and can be used once a day. Skill 2, Ever-Changing. It can transform into any item or equipment. It can be used twice a day. And this ever-changing ability is exactly what Shamu needs. What props do you want? No, I am not a casual person. As soon as the words were spoken, the female ghost blushed immediately. She pretended to scratch her head awkwardly. What are you thinking? It's not that prop. It's the weapon, the great sword. After a brief explanation in the Shaw movie, the female ghost gave an awkward smile. It turned out she had overthought it. After that, she readily agreed. Meanwhile, the red spider on the first floor also vaguely sensed a strange and dangerous atmosphere. Afterward, the red spider became particularly cautious. Yoki had gone upstairs, and there had been no sound for a long time. Could something have happened? But there was no information about elimination. This puzzled her. However, just as she was deep in thought, a clear, crisp voice of a girl rang out around him. Looking around, he made a discovery. The source of the sound. It turned out to be the painting in front of him. Who is it? Before Shamu could make any move, Red Spider let out a roar. Along with this shockwave, a large hole was blasted directly into the wall. Shamu, hiding behind the wall at this moment, is also feeling very helpless, originally planning to sneak over and stab her in the back. I didn't expect that. This red spider is so vigilant. Its power is not the strongest, but its perception is amazing. What should I do, boss? Should I try again? However, just as they hid behind a wall, discussing countermeasures, a strange laugh sounded above Shamu's head. Hey, what are you mumbling about here? Boom. Boom. The kid really knows his stuff. He's able to dodge my attacks even at such a close distance. If you kneel down and beg me, I may consider letting you go. The smoke cleared. Shaw brushed his sleeves, and a trace of disdain appeared on his face. Sorry. I prefer to win. I'm not used to running away. As soon as the words fell, Red Spider's killing intent surged all over him. His aura was fully open. Obviously, he intended to get serious. After speaking, he rushed towards Shamu. Prepare to die at the same time. At the same time, the spectators outside the arena were also completely absorbed in watching. It was evidently the final showdown. You guys are debating on whether it was the female ghost who made the sword powerful or the undefeated the Seeker who was more formidable. People are discussing one after another. A touch could trigger it. However, just as Shamu was about to draw his sword, a familiar iron chain suddenly flashed in front of Shamu, blocking this attack. Red Spider and Shamu were both surprised and looked towards the direction of the gate. It's not someone else coming. It's Thornflower who betrayed Shamu before. I'm here to send you both to hell. You're simply seeking death. I told you not to act kindly, but you wouldn't listen. Last time we were talking about the key moment of the battle between Shamu and Red Spider, but they were interrupted by Thornflower, who had been missing for a long time. Red Spider was enraged. Another one seeking death has come. Before the words had even finished, Thornflower swung a chain in hand. In an instant, it shot towards Red Spider. A huge explosion resounded in the castle. You said you don't know your own abilities. You have to come and die. Now you know to come back and be a good person. Isn't that a bit redundant? At the same time, the long-neglected Shaw moved next to him also shook his head helplessly. It was supposed to be his moment of glory. Now all the limelight has been stolen. Boss, what's going on? Isn't this the one who betrayed your team? Now they have turned over a new leaf. Are they ready to devote themselves? Shamu is watching the battle in the distance, feeling very puzzled as well. Perhaps they are feeling guilty. After all, I did save them back then. But this is also good. It will distract Red Spider's attention. Quick and decisive battle. After all, time is running out. However, just as Red Spider was about to make a killer move, Shaw's faint chuckle gradually brought Red Spider's attention back again. Hey, 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 Red Spider. Your opponent is me. Red Spider turned his head to Shaw move with a look of disdain on his face. Amir, the fugitive, is like a fish on the chopping board. How could they be in charge? It's too late to try to stand up now. However, Red Spider regretted his words as soon as he said them. Just as Shaw Move raised his hand, he then pulled out the treasured sword behind him. It's more like an ultraviolet light sword than a treasured sword. At the moment the light sword was drawn out, a sharp and piercing scream then came from the mouth of the Red Spider. Indeed, we should still believe in science. Chai line kills insects. At this critical moment of fishing, Thornflower also understands without the need for words. The God-sent chains were swung once again, entwining Red Spider. Pow! It's time to end this. The hand raised, and the blade fell. Red Spider's body was separated from his head. System notification. Player Thornflower has killed Wheezy Qianshan. Remaining members are the Seeker and one traitor. Watching Red Spider Shaw move fall brought some relief to the pressure in the heart. Hee hee, clever as I am. This handheld ultraviolet laser sword is pretty good. After going out, you have to treat me to a big meal. The female ghost felt proud as she opened the system, preparing to take a look at her proud 100 contracts. Thinking about how to enjoy a life of freedom after going out. However, the moment she saw the contract interface, she was stunned on the spot. What is this? Where is my retirement contract?